like a geezer.
Yo, everybody. It is time once again for the most exciting, stimulating, and fanciful draw stream on the internet, Graybeard'S Studio. It is, my gosh, it's March 22nd, 2023. We have a full crew today. That's always exciting. One of my co-hosts, David Williams, said I couldn't wear this beanie because he's wearing it. Let's see if that's actually true. Let's welcome in the guy who's drawing Bass Reeves and many other strange and wonderful things. David Williams is asleep at the wheel, but he is wearing so I got to go change, I guess, to get my baseball cap on. David, are you awake there? David. The guy is literally falling asleep at his drawing table, working on really cool stuff. So thanks, David. You're pixelating a little bit, but hopefully you'll clean up your internet act here as we move along. Let's bring in a guy known as, well, he's known as the skunk ape. He's known as Bigfoot. Some people call him Sasquatch. We like to call him Kelsey Shannon. There he is. Hey, Kelsey.
Hey, damn, you guys must be twins or something.
I know. We look exactly alike. Isn't that the truth? Wow, it's a little dark in there, man. Are you working by candlelight? You go in the Abraham method?
Get my light on there.
Man,
I just barely made it. You're like, we're not waiting for this guy.
It said showtime up there in the corner, and I went, well, I said I know he's coming, but we're
fashionably late. Come on, fashionably late.
That's right.
Like,
exactly.
Like Bush Dukakis election I did when I was a kid. Yeah. And my teacher's such an asshole. She was like, idea from Dallas Morning News cartoon. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I drew it right.
She's basically calling you a ripoff artist.
Yeah, thank you. Let's start
in grade school. That's
wonderful. We have enough as a tracer.
We have a fourth wheel we're going to bring in here. This one of the great anchors in the comic book industry, a legend in his own mind, a guy full of stories and a big old goiter. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Martin. There he is. Hey, Gary.
Yes, I admit I'm full of it.
at least you're honest. I think that's what's important. Today we're doing some sci-fi stuff that I'm going to premiere some characters from the Little Prestiverse right here on this drawing table. So I think that's exciting, at least for me. But let's go around the horn and see what everybody's working on and has to share. David, we're going to start with you. How's that commission coming along? I'd say pretty good.
Is David alive? I mean,
I don't know. He's breathing. I hear him breathing.
Can't talk. Breathing.
It's too much. Can't speak. Okay, so you're doing like gray tone or gray wash in this?
That's a yes.
Oh, for crying out loud. I didn't even learn sign language before the show started. Are you using pencil or ink wash on that? Pencil, he says, with thumbs up. He's using, there it is. Is that a Prismacolor black? You're fuzzy, man. Your internet sucks.
Pen of color, please.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Thanks for joining us, David. Let's now move to the speaking portion of our show. Kelsey, what have you got to show us there? It looks like you got a stack of stuff.
Well, I missed the auction. So anybody want to buy any of this stuff right now? Let's do this. You guys, we can hold you. You guys don't mind, do you? Let's remember this one. We could sell this one. Oh no, that's the new one.
Just hang on. The auction's coming.
Oh, wait, that's a giveaway.
I saw the devil dinosaur showed up on Twitter, and I was like, he's giving that away.
Yeah,
jeez.
It's okay.
Wow.
Some lucky fan will get it. And then I forgot about this one.
That's right. The Snow Miser. That's kind of creepy. I like that.
Here's John Malin looking in his mailbox, all mad. Let me see.
His decoder ring didn't show up.
Yeah. He hand scrawled his name on his mailbox.
Right. He's either too cheap or just too mean to buy like a name tag. He has to carve it in there with it.
So yeah, I'll definitely have these for the auction. So I definitely, and I got a lot. I don't want to
just make sure you show up for the auction this time.
I'll make you guys can be my licensed salesman if I'm not. So yeah.
Well, I have to have the art to put up. Yeah, you got.
Here's one of Ethan riding the red wave that didn't actually happen. So.
Wow.
I love how well endowed he is. I mean, he must be very pleased.
That was per his request as well.
Oh, okay. All right. I just want to make sure we understand that. Oh, that's good stuff.
Well, I'm locked and loaded for bear, man. I got my paints ready to go. I'm painting this time.
He's bringing it. All right, Gary, you've got some stuff behind you there on the table. What can you share with us?
Where did David go?
David's mysterious. That's his, But show us your pictures behind you.
Okay. Well, I pulled up.
Oh, okay.
The one with.
There we go.
Yeah, it needs close up. This was
dude, some Jack Davis.
Yeah, this is a recreation commission that somebody wanted me to recreate a Jack Davis piece, but he wanted the sheriff to be John Wayne.
Ah,
let's see.
You made a little alteration there.
Yeah.
Can you zoom in? I want to see some of that
Wayne
sweet cross hatching you got going on there.
And Jack Davis used lots of gray washes, and so I translated that to cross hatching.
Nice.
Judas Priest, man. Look at that.
So hold on.
I'll be right back.
Like this.
So Jack Davis is under the impression that you should work smarter, not harder. But
exactly.
Not you.
Exactly. But that's what the guy wanted. So you see all these zany Jack Davis characters, the Mexican.
Hey, where's that guy's pants?
Yeah, he's got a Band-Aid on his cheek.
All right, I got my. So I'm not copying David. I've got my baseball cap, Vampire Comics baseball cap on now. So.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I like the moonshine jug guy. You got your Native American there.
Yeah, it's pretty much every Western character he would.
Jack Davis is the hillbilly artist.
Yeah, exactly. So this was on 11 by 17, so I had to cross hatch really tiny.
Oh my gosh, man! What'd you use?
Do you find that the
L brush?
Oh my god, crazy person!
Do you find that if you're doing a multi, even though they're small, I mean it's still a lot of work. Do you find like something like this way more time consuming than say a piece the same size that may have a bunch of cross hatching in it, but it's maybe one or two figures?
Way more time consuming.
Yeah.
This was like a 4-day inking job.
Oh. So when you're pricing this out as a commission, do you have flat rates or do you take everything subject matter wise into consideration before you?
For me, it's always about time.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to have a flat rate because I don't know, like full figure is this, a head is that. Well, depending on what the figure is, and I figure out how long it'll take me, and that's how I price my stuff.
Kind of like my mechanic. It's like it might be $3,000. I don't know.
Yeah, I tell them though going into it, and I usually do not estimate enough time. It's like, oh yeah, I can do that in 2 days. It'll take me 3. Typically that kind of thing.
Oh, you got to work like Scotty, where if it'll take you 3, you tell him 5.
That's right.
And then
it'll take 2 weeks, Captain. I need it in 2 hours. I'll see what I can do.
See what I can do. Yeah.
No promises. All right. And so you've got also, is that Hella behind you there?
Yes.
Yeah,
and this one.
Oh, nice.
A different cross-hatching technique where I don't do a bunch of layers. It's just two. And I swiped this technique from Bill Stout, where it's just diagonal, two diagonal weights. And so to blend it into the black, it's like feathering where the base of the line is thicker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me blow it up. You can see what I'm talking about.
Does Bolin do that kind of thing too, or does
he does that a little bit?
Yeah.
He does that a little bit.
Man, so
you can see it's just like it's feathering, but I just double it up.
Right. So you're just basically doing 2 lines of feathering, but you're doing the thick to thin.
Yes.
To get it to blend into the black rather than just multiple layers of lines.
Exactly.
Exactly. Gotcha.
So you see like the cape here on the right. You see the feather lines and the arm.
Now, up in the corner, is that splatter or is that
yes? That's white splatter.
Okay, I was going to say, dude, if you cross-hatched that,
no. Is this your own interpretation of the design, or this little? Yeah. Okay. Cool. I was about to say this looks really cool. I like all how you've kind of
I used
made it more intricate.
The movie reference.
Oh, okay.
Costume in the film as my base, but I kind of tweaked it.
I really liked it, man. They should have done way more with her. She was.
I know.
That was a great costume.
I agree. So this piece is available. The other one isn't, but this one is.
Okay, so this one you just did for recreational purposes.
Yes.
Good chance. We'll see. Bring it to Graybeard's auction on the 20th episode, and we'll see what we can get for you. Okay, let me address the chat here before I share a couple things. Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is almost always here. Jas Sue, Humphrey Bear, Passmaster Dan, Evil One is here. He's, of course, warning us. And I knew this coming in that people had to change their schedules today. So we're getting streamed over by multiple people. So I know everybody's going to be bouncing around. But, of course, this is the place you really want to be.
So they say. That's just their reasoning. They know where the sweet spot's at. Oh, man, people are coming out to watch Graybeard's. Let me see if I can get some of this.
That's right. David can't take it anymore. He left. But I'm sure he'll return. Now he's having internet problems. Technological advancement has left David in the dust.
He just scurred.
Yep. Dan the Pizza Man Genovese is here. Kevin Thomas. Repairman Jack is here. Henry Jeremek. Haven't seen Henry for a while. Let's see. Jas Sue says, it would be cool to see if someone on the panel would draw Battle Angel Alita.
I don't even know who that is.
Isn't that
classic?
Kelsey, do you know who that is?
Oh yeah, classic anime and manga. Like the anime is, they made a little short OVA. It was like 2-3 episodes. So freaking good. And then the manga is even better. That was one of my early manga finds when I was young.
Did James Cameron do a movie about that?
Yeah, James Cameron wrote and produced it, and the what's his name? Robert Rodriguez did his best. He did a good job. He did a good job.
Aaron.
What?
Never mind. That look.
Well, I'm not a big Robert Rodriguez fan. So Blackjack is here. Let's see who else. Shadow's Pawn.
It's a good flick, though. You guys should check it out if you're just like...
He's wearing his awesome Wraith of God t-shirt. Thank you so much for that. By the way, those t-shirts are in and they're being shipped out daily. I ran out of bags. I just ordered some. They're supposed to be here today, so I'll keep loading them up this evening. Aviate Surge is here. Creative Fail Illustration. Cullen. SKW1BZ. So glad to be here. That must say something, right? Does that? Squibs? Skibwibs? I don't know. I'm trying to be clever, and it probably doesn't really mean anything. Pity Maw. Who the heck is Pity Maw? Welcome, Pity Maw, if you're new to us. Paul Taylor, the resident biologist, is here. Ignite is here. The Voyager 47, Skull Nasher. My goodness, we have a full house of fun people. Awesome. Jason Moore is here. Sequential Treasures making an appearance. We'll be doing a Comic Art Convo show this Saturday at 4 o'clock. It may move to 5 because I'm going to a comic book show earlier in the day, but it'll be 4 or 5 o'clock on Saturday. So you want to check that out. Nintendo Ginger is here. Pulled himself away from his gaming screen to watch this. Survive Infinity 0088 is here. GJ Martinez, of course, is here. Jason Moore, I think I already said that. Who else we got in here? Citizen Ronan finally showed up. It's about time. Thank you. J Dollar Sign. Coley Cotton is here. Bearwolf 13. Duck Bacon. The best kind of bacon. Will Excel is here. Drawing for fun and profit. Tarks9 all the way from Canada. Jeff Potts wants to know where David is. David's fighting with his internet. Let's see here, which means we'll get a head start on him. Okay, so that's pretty much the crowd. Let me address a couple of things here before we get rolling. If you remember last week, I shared this with you guys that I uncovered the Studiosaurus pinup portfolio from way back in the day, probably 96. Yep. And people were asking, well, is that for sale? What are you going to do with them? I've got about 30 of these, and yeah, they are for sale. I went and kind of priced out shipping on these to figure out the best way to do it. You got a Terry Dodson piece in there. You got a Gary Martin piece in there.
You going to do a little portfolio set? Oh, it is a portfolio set.
It is a portfolio set.
I answered my own question.
Yeah, little Matt Haley action in there. David has returned to us. Let me let him back in whilst I'm. Oh, he's calling me on the phone. Duke's telling me he's in the green room. Yeah. I see you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah, you look better too.
Yeah.
Ron Randall's Trekker. These are 12 by 18. They're all signed and numbered. And then, of course, the gem of the piece is there a paleontologist in the house? Yes, of course, that is me. It's not me, but it's my drawing.
Yeah, you look hot. Wow.
Yeah, well, I used to be. Smoking hot.
Of course, everyone who contributed to that portfolio knew going in that it was not a competition.
That's right. Actually, it pretty much was. That's Shelley Showtime's face, but she wouldn't pose for it. I think her sister actually posed for this, but her face is on it. So, anyway, these are going to go. I'm selling these for $40, and the shipping is $15, so they're $55 total. And I just
you can get them from me for $54.
That's right. Gary's going to undercut me. But so anyway, you can message me on any of these social media that I'm on, or email me at aaron@aaronlopresti.com if you want to get one, and we'll take care of you. I'm going
to make Gary proud today. No big pins, no nothing like that. Straight, real ink brushes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, you. Well, let me make one more quick announcement, and we'll get started. Tomorrow at 1:00 Pacific time. I will be launching my second printing campaign for Wraith of God, the original graphic novel. So if you missed it and you want to get that, and I'll tell you, I just read it again last night, and it's pretty darn good.
Awesome. If you do say you're so
I do so say to myself. These are sold out, man. But now you can get a second printing. All the insides will be the same, except there'll be one spelling correction in there that was missed the first time.
You doing a new cover for it?
Yeah, brand new cover coming.
Excellent.
So
very cool.
Anyway, that launches tomorrow at 1:00. I'll be sending out links right before, and hopefully I have some friends with me to join me, and
That's a laugh of I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
No, Gary had a good joke in there. You missed it. It went right over.
Oh no.
He said sausage links.
I'm up for sausage.
It's never too early for sausage.
I just had tortellini.
So check this out. You guys see, of course, in the background, my Empire Comics sign that Shelley got me for Christmas.
Yes, we can see that.
Look at this giant dinosaur.
Simonson would be proud.
Look at this. It's a model. It's sitting at.
Hey, don't hold it that way.
Hey, now.
Yeah. Careful.
Yeah. So, so I finally put it together. I found it was in pieces in a big box.
So you built it?
Yeah, it's about 5 or 6 pieces. It's not, but putting that tail on and getting it to stay while the glue is drying was challenging. But there it is. So,
hey, before we get started, can you guys ask the chat what I should draw? Because I have no clue.
Well, okay. What should David draw? We'll wait for your answer. Kelsey, have you made up your mind?
I think so. I saw some really good suggestions. Let me bring that up real quick, and I'll read a couple off that I thought were pretty decent, and I'm kind of stuck between a couple. Let me see. Where is it? Oh man, Twitter is not my friend. Where the heck is the? Well, one of them was Samus, which is Metroid. And I was a fan of Metroid back in the Prime days. Metroid
is that
Prime.
like French or something? What do you Samus Metroids? What does that even mean?
It's comic book or video game lingo.
Oh, okay.
So I might do her. Somebody else said fingers crossed. Dad's Den says fingers crossed for some ice pirates, and I love ice pirates. So that's a strong contender.
I remember that movie.
So I'm seeing, in the chat, there's Galaxy Rangers, Red Wizard, Babylon 5 from Repairman Jack. That's kind of no small feat. That's a whole cast of characters.
Yeah, we've got, I don't know, Ninja Turtles are exactly sci-fi. Buck Rogers.
Nebo Tiz, or however you say that name, says David draw Flash Gordon. That's right up your alley, isn't it?
He already did. He's going to show it and go, I'm done.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Good point. Oh man, space.
Wow, there it is. Look at that in your face. Look at that. That's a great piece. Kelsey, were you here for that one?
Nope.
Probably.
That's
not.
why. That's what made him not come. That's what made him not come. He was just like, "Oh no, David's bringing that heat," because I brought all that.
You drew the layout that night and then spent the next 2 weeks painting it. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Man,
That's
I'm
what
so
happened.
scared.
Pencil done, and then it was it. R2D2. Man Thing is Batman.
Space Batman.
Batman in space.
Silverhawks. Oh man.
Okay.
Special Treasures is like Buck Rogers. Do it, David. A Valkyrie. War of the Worlds. Ooh, Dune. The Mighty Orbots. What the heck is that?
Oh, I love Mighty Orbots.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that was a
Wow.
great show.
Yes.
I've drawn some Mighty Orbots in my day.
Heavy Metal. I assume they're referring to the characters from
Metropolis. Wow.
the movie. Ooh,
there's a
that
bunch
would
of
be
good
a good
ones.
one.
I thought about doing that robot at one point. I'm still.
Oh, you would do great with that. Oh yeah. Oh man,
Flash,
please.
another one person wants Flash Gordon from David.
Barbarella,
Spaceballs,
always a classic.
Mars Attack, Star Wars, Space Usagi Mojimbo.
Yeah, that's a classic.
The Black Hole, the Lizard People from V.
Oh yeah, from V. Oh, that terrified me when that woman ate that gerbil. I was like, oh god.
Space Ace, the Gorn. Oh, the Gorn. That's sci-fi and a monster. Oh, there's tons of greats. Barbarella, Donald Duck impersonating Man-Thing in a Batman costume.
Leg kick still championing his Atari Force.
Yeah.
Wait a
Atari
minute.
Force up in here.
You know what? We got to just bite the bullet and put that on the list.
Hang on a second. Okay.
You know what, Aaron? We gotta make him be quiet. We gotta put him on the list at some point and just tackle it.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I can. Atari Force. Ugh.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it because
We
we're
could
not cowards. We're not afraid.
That's
could
right.
do
You're
the Jose
right.
Luis Garcia Lopez Day where we like tackle some stuff he did. Maybe I don't know.
He drew about everything, didn't he?
I know. Yeah. I could see David doing. I could see David doing the classic Justice League characters, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez style.
Absolutely, for sure.
That's an easy one for him, though.
Well, we did. Yeah, we've done Kirby and Ditko, so why not Jose Luis Garcia Lopez?
But see, that's not fair because Ditko created stuff. Garcia Lopez didn't create jack.
That's true.
Well, yeah. You know what I was thinking of doing? Like I think next week we're going to do Andy Smith, by the way, will be a guest starring next week on the show.
Oh, fresh meat.
Excellent.
That's right. We'll beat him down, beat him into submission.
We'll make him regret his decision.
Yeah, that's right. We'll make him regret coming on this show.
Don't let one of the categories be muscle men, then he'll destroy us.
No. I'm thinking Lord of the Rings, or Narnia, or something else in that
He'll
sort of
kick
vein.
our butts on all of that. That's right up his alley.
No, that's right up my alley. I'll destroy you all.
Oh, okay. Ooh, now I want it to happen. Oh, okay.
And also another thing I want to do down the line is like design a new movie poster, like for you take your favorite film or whatever, or just a film that maybe had a sucky movie poster, and you think, that'd be
show how we would redesign it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be really
That's
cool.
the special 10-hour episode.
Yeah.
Well, no, you don't have to be a finished movie poster. Just like do the the layout,
just the concept, the layouts. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah. See, I got ideas. What was that in The Godfather? I'm smart. I got ideas. Come on, Mike. Okay. I can't think of that character's name. What was the Wimpy brother's name in The Godfather? Fredo. Yeah, Fredo. All right. Well, I am
Before we start, can David do me a favor and show your Hercules from last week?
Oh yeah.
No. Oh, what do you got? What you got planned?
Just hold it up, please.
Oh boy. Here we go. There we go.
Hercules, hero of song and story. Hercules, Hercules, glory, fighting for the right, fighting with his might, with the strength of 10 ordinary men. Hercules. Softness in his eyes, iron in his thighs, virtue in his heart, fire in every part of the mighty Hercules.
That's right.
Now the channel's going to get flagged. Thank you. No, but I had never heard of that character or from that cartoon show or seen the cartoon show. And then David, you sent me a link last week and I checked it out and I was like, I had never seen that before.
But it was cool, huh?
In that song, softness in his eyes and iron in his thighs. It like reminds me of one of David's superhero characters, Iron Thighs.
Driaco says, "Is Gary playing a Victrola?"
It's like a fourth generation recording. That's why you get the quality.
All right, I gotta plug my camera in. I forgot I didn't. If I can find the right. Oh, there it is. I think. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, don't mind me. I've already started.
Yeah, well, officially we have started. So I just gotta find my my cable for my. The heck.
So that song was sung by Johnny Nash.
Who's that?
Remember, I Can See Clearly Now.
Oh,
wow.
Nash?
Yeah, so that they, spared no expense.
I got to follow the cable all the way to the back of the computer because I got such a mess back here. I can't find it.
Well, keep following it. It'll lead somewhere.
Just grab a cable and give it a jerk.
See what happens. No, as Khan would say, there she is. There she is.
I've done that more times than I'd care to admit. Just grabbing I'm like, why isn't it coming? And I'll just grab it, and everything on my desk flies off. Yeah, I've done that plenty of times.
Where does this thing lead to? All right.
Hey,
Okay, so
let me show a Bass Reeves preview real quick. I gotta get some numbers up.
Okay, so while Kelsey is drawing, we're screwing around. Is that what you're saying?
Nah, he's watching.
Oh, nice. I love all the high contrast.
Yep.
Did you use a razor blade to scrape that exacto?
Heck nah.
Okay, good. I was about to say insanity.
Why?
Did you really? How'd you get that light of line with that? My lines are always really thick when I.
You got to do it really fast. You got to do it fast.
Okay.
Something you guys aren't capable of, but
Whoa! Hang on
Shots
now.
fired.
No, that's cool.
I'm the last person who should be making that joke, but you know,
For sure.
Look at all that Sharpie action. Gary's like having an epileptic seizure.
I know.
I know.
And I've been using Copic markers to fill in blacks a lot on my Wraith of God just because it's faster.
Look at Pastor, he's got shot.
Oh, but spoiler, geez, man.
Hey, my Frank Miller action.
I like it. Sin City in the Old West. So are you just like ruining the whole comic for everybody and just showing it?
No. There's some other good stuff.
All
So
right. Cool. Now that, again, everybody, this book is finished and you can back it following the link in the description of this video to Bass Reeves, West of Hell. You can also find my Wraith of God Blood Hunters campaign as well. And so both those links are in the description, and a nice little write-up about to keep your eyes open for Kelsey's Nexus.
Yeah, actually, I'm working on setting up a little preview campaign for my book Shank, which I'm been working on pretty hard. But I got another round of Nexus to go, and I'm kind of itching to get the party started. So next month I'm going to be putting out a little flash campaign that's going to have a 5-piece portfolio set of some of the nice finished drawings that illustrations I've done for the book, and a ash can with some story that can be you can kind of check out what's going to happen in it, and t-shirt, stickers, all these kinds of things. So I'm preparing that, and I'll keep you up to date.
Wow.
That sounds really cool.
are you gonna have some of that animation that you showed me, Kelsey?
Yeah, of course. I got to.
Woo.
That's a
wait until you guys see this. You guys, oh man.
I
This is all
appreciate
for
it. Yeah.
Shank.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
Aaron, you've got a super chat.
Oh, that's right. I saw that, and then David started showing his pictures, and then I got distracted. Thank you, Gary. Where are you? There you are. Evil One for $5, making his dad really mad today. Chris Claremont didn't remember anything about the story you told me. He claims you are younger and got a better memory. He's odd every time I talk to him. But did he even remember me?
That's all you care about.
Yeah, exactly.
I know he's like, Aaron, who are you what? You know, so yeah. Well, thank you for the $5, Evil One. And I'm sorry that Chris didn't remember talking about the Silver Surfer and Shadow Cat versus the Living Mummy. But
He's like, I only remember people whose last names end with Lee. He's like, who made me the most money? Yeah, I remember him.
yeah,
No, I was kidding.
good old Aaron Lee. Remember him?
I've heard that a lot though. That he's a prickly pear kind of guy, like a real interesting.
That's diplomatic, calling somebody a prickly pear.
I honestly did. I had no problems with him, working with him at all. He was really, I had no trouble with him at all. So nothing.
I think it's more about like trying to talk to him.
At a con or something.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of those guys like that, Chuck Dixon's that way. I'm like, you wrote this, and what is that? What about this? And how about if I do some of this? And then he's just like, whatever, kid. You know, how about you just do it and shut up? Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Thank you. Sorry. No, he didn't actually do that. I'm just...
Dan Lawless is joining the party.
Dan Lawless. I know that guy.
Hey, Dan, he was a guest star on the. We did. What do we do? John Carpenter universe.
How did you?
He finished third. It was good.
Third? Okay. Yeah. That's not what I figured. In this crowd, yeah. Let me guess. On the day he was first, then after the fact, this is how we remember things.
Yeah, well, there's
Colin claims that he tried to give Kelsey money for the Devil Dinosaur piece, but you decided you'd rather give it away for free.
Oh, did he? What?
Yeah, how much money was there?
Wait a minute here. I guess I was put on the spot. They were like, we need a piece, and I grabbed one. So I guess it's out. Sorry. I'll do another one. An even better one.
I told you to save that.
You're too busy to do another one.
Yeah, that was just practice.
Yeah, that's the warm up.
That was my rough layout for the grand finished painting. Did you tell us what you're doing, Kelsey, by the way?
No, I think I settled on Silverhawks.
I was doing Silverhawks.
Oh, okay. Now it's a Silverhawk off.
That's right.
Kelsey, what are you doing in there? I'm Silverhawk-offing.
Dang, man. Now this is I guess
up, boy. Now you done started something.
I guess I got to commit now. I'm already drawing my character. You should turn back now. You hadn't even started.
Yeah, I did. I
Hey,
started
go
in
back
my
to
head.
Buck Rogers. Go back to Buck Rogers.
No.
No, this is a hawk off.
Okay.
Aaron needs to change his.
Go hawk yourself.
Fuck you.
Yeah, hawk you, buddy.
I got a bit. I'm a little nervous, but you know what that means.
No.
It means nothing. It means I'm terrified and I'm
Hold on a second. John says it's been 7 minutes. David will be almost done with this.
Yeah.
David, are we talking about here?
Okay. You messed up, that boy.
It's been 2 weeks. David's almost done with his.
Yeah.
Listen, Ronan, if you Silverhawk off, do you grow wings on your palm?
You thought you said you were already started. You're doing the same shot I am.
Yep, that's right.
This is even crazier.
You said it's hawk off.
He's intentionally doing my pose.
Don't cry.
Gosh, this is pathetic. What's happening? This is the best
All right,
gossip
sucker.
on the internet until today.
You happen to see I left a lot of room for things.
Yeah,
that you
yeah, me
are
too.
not leaving
Yeah,
yourself room for.
No, I got this. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
I'm sure whatever it is will be half done. So good job.
Kelsey's still in color while David's still,
Shoot. I'm going color. What are you talking about?
Okay. See, this is now it's on.
Yep.
I should draw Silverhawks too, but I'm not going to because I hate them.
Well, I'm animating mine. What do you got there in front of you?
What are you talking about? I'm sculpting mine.
Oh, okay. I'm making mine out of meat.
What are you talking about? I'm using my DNA right now I'm doing a seance.
I'm melting every piece of silver I have in the house. I'm making a real Silverhawk.
Like when the Kiss did that super special and they added their blood to the ink.
That's not a bad idea to ink it with one of those silver pens.
Oh, thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
But that's actual paint, right? So it's problematic.
For David. I'm talking myself right into a hole here.
Yeah, you are. Please do. Keep bumping your gums.
And that's where the witty banter dies.
I'm out of the line of fire for a change, and I'm kind of enjoying this.
That means you're going to be in third, Aaron.
No, I think I'm going to win easy, actually.
Yeah.
John is saying that Aaron has to do the it scrolled. Aaron, you have to do the female Silverhawks now since they're doing the same guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I promised I would premiere some new characters from the Lopresti verse, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
Are they silver?
No. But one of the characters' names is Royce Falcon, so he's kind of like a hawk, so it's similar.
Falcon Hawks.
Could you do that again, please?
Falcon Hawks.
That's excellent. Excellent.
Oh man.
Is there enough do you think is there enough characters in Ralph Bakshi's Wizards to make that a category choice?
No.
No, I mean if I went Lord of the Rings, Narnia, or
to add that to
Wizard. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You can do an ogre.
That's right. And then we could somehow the Silverhawks could get involved. And
some are claiming David is swiping Kelsey, and some are claiming that Kelsey is swiping David.
Right. Both are true.
Aaron, you should have used my coloring of that Frazetta piece for your title page instead of the god-awful red planet green guy coloring scheme.
What is he talking about, Aaron? You should have used my coloring of the Fat Frazetta piece on your title page instead of that god-awful red planet green guy coloring scheme.
Hey, how dare you? That's
the Frazetta colored one.
That's my favorite Frazetta picture.
Oh, he's talking about the YouTube thing. I thought he was talking when he said title page. I was thinking of Wraith of God, and I'm like, what is he talking about?
Oh, yeah, the thumbnail. Yeah. All right, just getting reference for the Silverhawk jet and other cool things that aren't going to be in anybody else's piece. Whoever's
well,
doing
now that
it.
you just told David, now you just screwed that up.
Kelly.
And I need some reference for the other Silverhawks since I'm doing a team shot. What you got, David?
Kelly in the chat has a good idea. It says, I think at the end of the show, you should put up a poll to see who is swiping who.
A lot depends on the finished piece, I guess.
That's right. It's not a who won the contest, which it is not a contest, by the way, but it's who swiped who. That's the poll.
Yeah, Henry, I'm drawing Invisible Man. I do not draw with witnesses. That's my
plausible deniability.
I made that vow a long time ago.
So you do not do commissions at comic book shows?
No, I don't.
Do you even go to comic book shows anymore?
I haven't been to one in a while.
There's one this weekend in Portland. It's not actually a comic book show there. It's called the Frankenstein Comic Swap Meet. And,
what are they swapping?
Exactly. You don't want to know.
Meat. They're swapping meat.
They're swapping Silverhawks.
Yeah, it is Portland.
Yeah, that's true.
Damn.
No, it's like they have like really, people that I'm not even gonna call them dealers, but people that have like, stuff they want, comic books they want to sell or comic book related stuff. So it's kind of like a little comic book flea market.
Okay.
They used to do it way out in like Southeast. It's some like rundown lodge that hadn't been updated since like 1972. And then COVID hit, and then they got moved out of there. And now they're like taking all the, how many empty storefronts there are at Lloyd Center now. They just, they're renting out like one of those for a day to do the.
So you get junior high girls coming to your.
Yeah, they don't know what is going on in here.
Yeah. Do you draw Powerpuff Girls or whatever the thing is for kids now? I don't know.
Yeah,
the dude in the chat has an interesting question. Are comics still printed the old-fashioned way? I think offset printing gives it a special. Authentic.
You can.
Yes.
You can't achieve digital. I would love to see old-fashioned, 4-color, all that stuff.
You can get that. It's still available.
Yeah, I mean they do. I mean you only use digital for like smaller print runs to make it cost effective. If you're doing like less than 1,000 books or something, then you would go digital because it's cheaper per unit, the cost per unit. But even on this Wraith of God second printing, I'm doing probably 1,000 copies, which is a really low print run, in the big scheme of things. But I'm still doing offset printing because I want to do offset printing, although I do have an option to do digital, but it would be cheaper. But I want to do offset. So Evil One for another $2. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Whoever draws Bluegrass from Silverhawk wins.
Already got him. It's right here.
Oh,
kick back playing his guitar and then back in the ship.
Did you erase what you were doing and change your mind? Oh, I see. No, you didn't.
No,
okay.
Just adding to it.
The cowboy in the background is rocking out. David's in trouble, I think. And you're both in trouble from me. So
Marcus Killigrew is claiming he watched Rich Buckler swipe once.
Oh, yeah?
Once?
Once, yeah. That's the operative word.
He witnessed it. That's the thing, yeah.
And Travis, I think this is an inside joke. Hey, Aaron, can you get me some milk and eggs at Walmart?
I'm not sure.
You gonna expand on that, Aaron?
I'm not sure I understand the reference unless I've made the joke many times about I may be a greeter at Walmart here before long, but I don't know if that's the reference or
Dan's Den says Alterna. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Alterna.
Comics prints floppies on the old style paper, but still.
Well, yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, it's a little different. Like I got a whole set of those, and like there's you can really see kind of like the digitization of it, and I'm like not sure if that has something to do with the process that they're printing. I guess like that could be digital. So it doesn't really have the same feel for me as like it's real thin. Like I don't know. I don't know that the same experience of the old days can exist anymore.
Yeah, because you've got to have all the elements: the full color printing, the cheap paper.
Right.
You got to have the whole thing.
The printing, the offset printing.
Right, and it was all crummy. I mean,
it was. That's just a pure nostalgic thing. I mean, the printing today is way better.
Yeah, I think that's. Correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron. I'm thinking that's why artists worked twice up because they knew the reproduction was going to be awful.
That's an interesting question. It never really made sense to me why you would work that big, especially for what they were getting paid. But I wonder if I don't know. I mean, some people. God, that's an excellent question, Gary. I don't know the answer to that because I guess why would you put in more detail though for crappy printing? I mean,
well, I don't think it was more detail. I think that those guys worked really fast and bold, and so when you shrunk it down, it tightened up.
I got you. That makes a ton of sense.
Well, then when you look at like the EC guys, or like we were talking about Jack Davis and those guys, when they would, I mean, they would put so much detail on stuff they knew wasn't going to show up.
Yeah.
But damn, it looks good now that we can see it. They were playing to the future.
Well, I think some of those guys though were. I mean, you're talking about EC, and those guys were getting paid better than everybody else, and I think the artists were so good. There had to have been a level of competition, not to be the guy that was turning in crappy stuff. And for the most part, those EC comics, a lot of that stuff came through okay, considering.
You know what it also could be? Sorry, it could be also the method of reproduction. They used to use photography.
Oh, so yeah.
That could have something to do with it. You can get a cleaner image if it's bigger. Maybe, I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that could be it.
All of the above, probably.
Yeah.
There must be some sort of like a write-up or something, an article on that, discussing why, stuff was too up.
Well, who would know nowadays? I mean, who would be around to know that stuff?
Well, you would think that it would have been written down in an interview at some point, like Kurtzman or somebody, would have.
Well, I don't think those guys really cared because it was, it was like commercial art to them.
Yeah.
It was just, it was an art job. They didn't value the originals, except, like Frazetta, you look at his original ink stuff, none of that subtle stuff reproduced.
Yeah.
I mean, like even Johnny Comet, look at his hair texture. It's just ridiculously amazing, but you don't see it in the published version.
The Japanese are real interesting where they don't sell any of their originals. And like occasionally, I guess if it's a real big hit, they'll make like a museum exhibit or something. But
why is that? Why is that?
I tried to track that down, and on one hand, I kind of get the idea that they see it as production art. That
they don't think there's a value to it.
Well, no. Then I heard this other like really highfalutin answer about that it's like special, that it's ingrained in some ancient Chinese, Japanese kind of whatever, and so I don't know. I mean, it could be something very practical in that, the final piece is the
cultural thing.
Maybe I don't, but I mean I definitely don't know. I don't think there is an original art market at all, like in Japan. The chat would know more than anybody here. I'm sure somebody has tracked that down.
Well, you don't think there's an original art market in Japan? Is that what you just said?
Oh, there's not.
Really?
Go look for an original Go Nagai piece or an original.
Yeah,
you can find a Tomo because he's done museum exhibits of it.
Yeah,
that's
true. Original Japanese. Rare.
You can find some like super old cover pieces and various things, real odds and ends, but it's really hard to find anybody selling their. And then I saw, the Amano. I think his name is Amano. He's the guy that did all the Final Fantasy art, and he did a Vampire Hunter D, and he does like a real kind of I don't know how to describe it, painting, but I saw this video of him, and he's got this whole room filled with flat files and rolls, and just everything he's ever created is in that room. I'm like, oh my god, I hope there's not like a fire or something.
Well, he must value it to some degree if he's keeping it. If they didn't value it, then you just chuck it out.
George Alvarez has his own museum with his JoJo originals. Yeah, he's reached that point of like cultural icon almost. Okay. So, I mean, JoJo is more popular now than it's ever been, and I watched JoJo back in the 80s.
Well, so now, are you okay? So, are you saying that they don't, the artists themselves don't sell the work, or that there isn't people willing to buy the work?
No, there's plenty of people who want to buy it.
Oh yeah,
I would love.
I mean, I'm talking about Asian buyers.
Oh
yes. Asian buyers. I'm sure there are them too, but I was wondering if it's probably even a more practical reason, meaning that it's not always just one person working on that. They got teams of people working.
That's true. Yeah, it might be a page rate thing. In America, we need to sell our originals.
Oh, true.
To augment, the page rates. They, what are their salaries over there? I'm assuming.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Until you get to a point where you're selling a lot. But the thing is that they have a system, like a corporate system, where if you can get into these books, like that's why the doujinshi is like fan-made stuff, or like and they allow a certain level of fan-made stuff, so people can make their own Sailor Moon or whatever and sell it as a fanzine kind of thing. They actually allow that, which fosters a great fan community, giving them the ability to kind of hone their skills. And plus they're like, they're creating future talent to exploit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right, I love it. Future talent to exploit.
But they have a whole, all the magazines and stuff are giant corporations now. So they get in, they run a little thing, a couple episodes. They put out a thing to all the fan base. Do you want to see more of this? If the fans want it, they'll continue. If it does really well, they'll start making anime and T-shirts and mugs, and then it's over here, and then everybody's like, manga sells better than anything because it, and it's like, no, it has a whole machine behind it pushing it to you,
That
constantly.
Yeah.
But that's that's what makes it sell, right? Is the marketing behind it, and the
right.
They
got, it's like people are like, I guarantee, like, everybody's talking about Chainsaw Man right now, this one called Chainsaw Man. And I guarantee, like, there's definitely a sizable group of people that are into the manga. I actually read the first manga. It's pretty good. I liked it. But I guarantee it's going to hit that phenomenon level, like your My Hero Academia and things like that, because of the anime. Video games, anime, backpacks. They do that just like Marvel, but they do it for creator-owned stuff. But they own a piece of it. Because here's a story I read about Kenichi Sonata, who does Gunsmith Cats. It's a real popular manga and anime and everything. And he was tired of doing it, and he wanted to do something else. And the corporation behind everything was like, no, this is selling. So there is a trade-off. Japan is not, the promised land of comics like everybody's trying to make out to be. It's ruthless business. But there's a chance that Wraith of God does well. Corporation will pick up on it. They'll market it. They'll make anime. They'll make all this stuff. They'll put you on, live stages with dancing anime girls and all kinds of stuff. Make you out to be a freaking hero. You'll be a rich man. So it's a,
Joe Bernardo in the chat says in Japan they don't get the art. Let's scrolling here. They don't get the artwork unless you are the art director or a big name when you're doing it. So that's not automatic that the artist gets the artwork back, apparently.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
yeah, it could be. What?
That would suggest why there isn't stuff out in the market like that.
They could keep it for very practical reasons.
Well, Disney does the same thing. With comic book art, they keep it, but then they don't do anything with it. They just file it away. And
then one day you see a new T-shirt with your picture on it.
Exactly. The stuff that I did for Disney Comics years ago, I wanted to get just one thing. And I couldn't even track down someone that I could talk to about it.
Yeah. I remember one time looking up, trying to find out who printed coloring books. Because there was coloring books for a minute still had
they were making some serious dough.
but they also had newsprint. I don't know if they still got them.
That's true.
But you go get the cheap ones at the dollar store and they're still newsprint.
Yeah.
So I actually tracked down the company that was putting those out, and I was like, who prints your books? And she just didn't understand what I was saying. She's like, well, if you want to do coloring book art, you'll have to contact whatever. I'm like, no. Who do you go to? What's the printer, that you go to that prints these? And she just couldn't get it. So I'm like, is there somebody else I could talk to?
Nah, she understood. She doesn't.
Maybe. Well, she's just obviously a secretary or something. She didn't know. She's like, what department can I transfer you? Someone with some answers, please.
Like what, production maybe? No.
But I don't know. I haven't looked at them in a while, so they're probably all that high bright, 70-pound paper, because everything went adult coloring book. You know, where it's like super detailed, ornate designs of
of flowers and
we're in a messed up time where they're specializing coloring books for adults. I need to get in my coloring book.
I need my stress relief. I need my safe space color.
Yeah.
I bet they sell like crazy out in Portland, I bet.
Yeah.
It rains a lot. You're indoors a lot. You know.
I was at a show in Portland where in Artist Alley someone had made coloring books of their work and they were selling them.
Yeah. Why not have people? Because there's a lot of like hopefuls out there. I thought that would be a fun idea to like, one, kids could just color it, or two.
And people were buying them too. It's
yeah.
Like,
well, I was going to do that.
Adults were buying them.
I've got a bunch of illustrations I did specifically to do for a coloring book. And because, Wrightson, you remember, Gary, because you're old enough, that Wrightson Color the Creature coloring book that he did.
Yeah, I did the recreation of the witch.
Yeah. I mean, there were just fantastic illustrations in there.
Yeah, they were amazing. Yeah.
And
what dolt would try coloring those?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some people did, but I was thinking in terms of that, just like kind of a black and white illustration book, and
just call it a coloring book. That's a good idea.
I bought this one. That as soon as I saw it, I grabbed it. It blew me away.
Oh yeah. I got that one.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, I have that too.
The entire story, and then some like supplemental stories. And I'm like, when am I ever going to get this in black and white?
I know.
This is too good.
Anything in black and white that art that I like, I buy.
I actually had this idea to make a fun coloring book that's a comic book where the story revolves around coloring it. And that reveals more of the story. So you have to kind of color it as a part of the story. Like the characters are talking about how at the beginning, it's like, boy, everything is so drab, or black and white, we need some color. I don't know, just like try to make a story out of a coloring book.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a coloring book, but it's going to be all my art and it's going to be in black and white, but the book's going to be titled, Whatever You Choose to Color, You're Racist. So people will leave it black and white.
I'm going to steal the screen for a minute here. Now, see, this is the stuff I did for this coloring book idea.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I had this like.
So you were doing pieces specific for the coloring book?
Yes.
Wow.
And this one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I see how you're keeping it clean. Not a whole lot of feathering and
this
stuff.
one I got a little carried away with, but then.
Oh, you're gonna color that?
Well, I kept thinking of Wrightson's, and I was like, hey, if Wrightson, he went nuts, why can't I?
Sharpen your crayons.
Yeah.
And this, which is actually based on an IP of mine.
These are cool.
Yeah, these are great. I smell another portfolio.
Yeah.
A little Red Riding Hood. I thought.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
What about a coloring book portfolio where it's not a book? It's just a couple of large 11x17 black and white prints where the whole goal is to color them,
Wow.
Yeah, Aaron, go back to the Riding Hood, please.
The Red Riding Hood?
I have a caption for it.
Okay.
The wolf is saying, why are you claiming that I'm stalking you if you're my girlfriend?
Yeah.
and then he says, well, you're not my girlfriend yet.
I was thinking he was saying, can I see your license before we do this?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Yeah.
How old are
Let me
you?
see your ID.
So anyway, yeah.
Hey, you know what, Aaron? You should do this, but label it professional coloring book because you're asking professionals to, do scans of it and digitally color them.
No.
Yeah, now that would be a good coloring contest for Ray.
And then you'll find your next colorist who won't flake out on you.
Oh, well, just because someone colors one drawing and it takes them 6 weeks doesn't mean they won't flake out on me. But
I'm just saying.
Are y'all talking about me?
what I was going to do was
No.
like what I was going to do was on the page facing the artwork, I was going to have like a couple paragraph story that kind of went with each illustration, you know? So, kind of like a coloring book, storybook, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, so that's, you know.
Stormtrooper says that Ethan has a coloring book.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Who's Ethan?
That guy.
The guy who does that stuff. You know him.
He's one of the CG Holy Trinity.
Oh, okay.
He's like number 3 guy here after me.
Yeah.
The Holy Trinity. That's hilarious. I love that.
It was what was it? It was me. It was John Malin, and Ethan came in.
No. I don't think he's referring. I think Kelsey. I think you got
I
squeezed
didn't
out.
mean to open a debate. G.J. Martinez says, I'm 41 and I still like to color. I will buy 3, 1 for me and 2 for my kids so they
There
can
you
all
go.
color. That's a great idea. Color with your kids. That's a great idea.
I'm out of luck there. I mean, if I color, it's just weird. That's why I do it for a living.
That's right. It's like you don't do it for recreation. You do it for a living.
Yeah. Everybody like, oh, you like to color? That's so cute. No, I do it for money.
It's not cute at all.
Not cute. Paying my rent with this. I don't like it at all.
I hate coloring. I do it for the money. Now leave me alone. Take your stupid
Aaron,
get out of here.
Aaron, you're getting compliments on your coloring book.
Oh,
that's actually a good one. Like you go up to another artist and you tell them when you see their art, say, "Hey, that ain't gonna pay the rent."
Oh, damn!
Oh,
wow!
Evil one. I got evil one for $2. Says Graham and Billy are arguing about surviving zombies right now. So that that's the kind of programming that's going on right now. That you have to make the tough choices.
I don't know. I might head over there. That sounds pretty good. Oh, funny. Yeah, the variety of subjects happening in our comic book video community here.
Well, it's
man, getting the deets right. It's hard to find a good reference, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm glad you're saying that too. I was getting nervous.
Yeah, not me, man. I'm kind of making it up as I go.
Yeah.
Not beholden to somebody else's creation today. I'm doing my own thing.
Zayd Comics is offering. He says, Aaron, if you need a writer for any of those coloring books,
you're writing like 50 books, Phil. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You got extra time?
Take care of that pit thing first.
He's fishing, so he does have time. Oh, that opened the chat. They're starting to talk about zombies and surviving.
Well, that's a funny thing. Last night, I don't know when was it on? Was it on Comicsgate Kings on Monday night? Billy was talking about his plan to survive the zombie apocalypse, and he had this whole thing charted out.
He had it planned out.
Yeah, I was like, wow. So you think this is going to happen? He's like, yep.
Yeah, but it's not the zombies you're thinking about. We're already being slowly overrun by them.
Yeah, that's true. The SJW
have the debate about are these slow, walking zombies or the athletic kind?
Yeah. I don't know if you're somehow diseased. Here we go. Now I'm going to get involved in it. If you're somehow like diseased, I see you as being shambling. I don't see you as being like athletic. And
it's like escaping the mummy, or he's dragging a
See, I always thought it was they were normal human abilities up until the point where rigor mortis really starts setting in. Or if they are missing limbs, then they have to. It's all adjustable.
They're already dead, so Riga has to be setting in, right? I mean,
they still got some blood in their body. Or I guess I don't know.
There's no science, so you can.
That's right. That's true. There is no zombie science, as much as maybe they would like us to believe there is.
Somebody tell Billy and Graham that.
Guys, what you guys are talking about doesn't exist. So,
Well, they would be flattered if they knew in your stream you're talking about their stream.
That's right.
See, yeah, the chat is, they're all weighing in on the zombie controversy.
Well, you just move out of liberal states and you'll be fine.
That's right. It gets up real quickly.
Yeah, so that's Aaron knows what he's talking about.
That's right. I live amongst them.
Damn this helmet.
All right, I'm breaking out pens. I don't know if I can ink this high-tech stuff with brush.
You flipped.
I don't ink everything with a brush. Tech stuff. I use pens and rulers and stuff.
Yeah. Well, here's a Japanese zebra pen. You can find these at like the Japanese version of 7-Eleven, which is better than any art pen that we have.
What is the Japanese version of 7-Eleven? What does that even mean?
7-Eleven? I don't know.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
sorry, you asked.
Oh, are you kidding me? Disavow.
He didn't say pronunciation. Jeez.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
No,
I'm changing the subject.
Technically, that was more Chinese.
I got a recommendation
Okay.
for some art supplies, and I'm going to show this
Yeah, please do. Quick.
eraser shield. It's extremely inexpensive and
Oh, yeah, those are
detailed
great.
erasing. I didn't even know these existed.
Oh, yeah.
So thanks for that in the chat. And while I was at it, I was on Amazon. This is my normal circle template, as big as I can get. And beyond that, I have to use Tupperware lids.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What do you?
But I found on Amazon a bigger one. These are much bigger than what I have. And so these are available, which is a lot more efficient than lid. So that's my art supply share of the week.
I use stuff that my parents and grandparents used in the 60s and 70s and 50s and still using the same junk. I got all my templates are like broken.
Oh, mine too. I mean, that's why I bought new
There we
ones.
go.
I've had these for decades. Yeah.
It's all bent. Look at this.
Yeah.
Can't use this.
Oh, it broke out. Yeah.
Well
Oh,
used. Yeah.
I have got so many. I got a drawer just full of templates.
This is still one of the greater things you're ever going to get.
Oh, yeah. Got a couple of those
Basic old French curve.
with different bends.
Yeah.
Then you never get the right one.
No.
No, never.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the one that you need doesn't exist. It's close, but it's never exactly what you need.
Yeah,
Well,
Art of Roy in the chat is the one that recommended the eraser shield.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember when I was a kid, I inherited a bunch of stuff from my grandfather, who was designed aircraft parts for like Northrop Grumman or something like that. And he had one of those eraser shields in the mess of stuff that I got, and I didn't understand what the hell it was. I'm like, I used it as a template to draw.
Yeah.
That's for. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Need a piece of paper.
This when I've inked other like pencil artists over the years, that was one of my big thrills is if my templates matched up with the penciler's template.
It was pretty rare though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's got the same one. And so
yeah, I always kind of was blown away by people that drew car art. I used to read Cartoon Magazine when I was a kid.
yeah, oh yeah, me too.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and they would do those wheels, and I'm like, I'm always trying to do the wheels, and I'm like, none of these circle templates are right,
Because they were freehand them, right?
Yeah, but then you see Trosley, he just kind of freehands it. Yeah, so
Yeah, a lot of those guys, they could freehand it, and it looks, like they're.
When Toth was doing Hot Wheels, and stuff,
yeah.
he wanted to be a car designer originally.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Can he letter without the letter guide? I mean, does he? Do you think he uses the letter guide, or you think he has that straight?
He's that straight. Have you seen his personal letters that he writes to fans?
Yeah, it's the same as his comic lettering.
But I just assumed he was doing the same thing. You know, he's using a letter guide for his letters.
No.
Can you imagine? Oh, that's funny.
Drawing for Fun and Profit says he uses templates constantly. They give pinpoint precision to all of his mistakes.
Yeah.
And we have a question, Art of Roy. Do you guys have a set of triangles and straight edges as well as adjustable 45-degree triangle? No, I don't have any of that stuff.
I got them, I just never use them. I have a big triangle. I use it a lot, but just the one. It's not adjustable.
This is probably the biggest workhorse I got is just this ruler.
Yeah. I was sharing that recently, trying to get David to get one of those.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have some like triangles and stuff too, but I never use them. I don't even know where they are. Oh, look, I got one of these. I didn't even know. The T-square thing or whatever.
I got like 3 or 4 of those. I've never used them, or I hardly ever use them.
I use them for home defense.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what they're good for.
Ernie Colon showed me one time. He had a straight edge that had wheels built into it.
Oh, crazy.
And it kind of bit into the paper. So if you wanted to do a series of lines, that you can just move it down as you were doing the lines and it wouldn't slide around. So they were really consistent, and I could never find them. So if you guys out on the chat know where one of those, know what I'm talking about, and
I do.
I haven't seen one in years, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like, yeah, but the only ones I've been able to find are like these short, like 6-inch ruler straight edge things. And they have roller balls or whatever on the ends, and you just But I've never found out how to effectively use it.
You guys know Stelfreeze, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody does. But he's like kind of a closet engineer. Like he's actually really good at like creating things, other than art. And he crafted this.
So he makes his own.
Yes. And he made this ruler that he's got this trick, where you do in perspective. I'm sure you guys know it, where you'll measure out like a certain distance on one side of the page. And then you increase the distance a little bit here, and then you connect those lines, and it makes like your perspective going this direction. Very easy to do in a small space.
Right.
Well, he created this ruler that's very similar to that rolling ruler, where you can adjust the wheel forward or backward, I guess. I don't know. But as you roll it, you don't have to like do this. It just naturally rolls in like a perspective. Wow. So he's just able to kind of just,
Wow.
Doesn't exist anywhere. He made one of a kind. It's one. There's one of them.
You can make a fortune. Just
Yeah, but he's just not that kind of guy. He's like, yeah, man. Yeah, I made my own thing.
All right, man.
So like his artwork, that it's not in our face enough, or he's showing off his talent.
Yeah.
He also has to rub it in with
yeah.
And I have one of these.
Yeah, I didn't invent this stuff. What are you guys doing? We're like, oh.
Yeah, like we could use that as an excuse. If I had one of those, I could.
Yeah.
Right. Shoot, I could draw like you if I had one of those fancy rulers. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, in all fairness, he wasn't like, it was just one of those things where he's just drawing and he whips it out, expecting us not to be like, wait.
Yeah.
What's that?
Stop drawing.
Yeah.
What are you using?
He's all, oh, you didn't create one of these for yourself?
Oh, yeah.
I figured everybody had one. Oh.
You mean you don't make your own tools? Okay. Whatever.
Well, that's what he had to create one of those so he could graduate from being a Padawan.
Yeah. He's got a fun trajectory. I mean, he was one of those guys painting airbrush Camaros on people's T-shirts at the beach, when he was real young.
Really?
Yeah. Which, man, if any of those shirts still exist, I bet they're
I
amazing.
know, right? I was just thinking that. That's crazy. Like, who has one of those? That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
He'd probably hate to see it. He's like, oh,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Postmaster Dan is asking if Aaron is doing a commission. And then GJ Martinez says everything that Aaron does is a commission.
that's right.
Everything I draw is for sale, baby. Whether you asked for it or not.
Hell, I'll one up you. Everything in my house is for sale. I got some old shoes. I got some old Blu-rays and DVDs you can have.
A perpetual garage sale going on.
Yeah.
No, this is, in case you came late, this is one of my IPs called Space Raiders. And that's what I'm doing as my sci-fi thing. So you're seeing it here first. Those of you who got the Wraith of God original graphic novel, or issue number 1, or whatever we want to refer to it as, if you go all the way to the back, let's see here, to the Empire info page, it's kind of like a ripoff of Marvel's bulletin page back in the day. And there's a little Eon Chance value stamp. Clip them and collect them all. In fact, I did put that on there. Clip them and collect them.
So you destroy the copy so they have to buy another one?
Exactly. Okay, but anyway, so I have these. Remember how Marvel used to put item, and they would have something to discuss? Well, I'm putting in all my IPs are in here. So let's see. Here it is. Item. The Space Raiders, Royce Falcon and Del Omega, are on their first mission together, but will they be able to steal the Eye of Amanon and save the universe before they kill each other? There they are. There they are, right there.
So
the Space Raiders.
Aaron,
Yes.
the pieces are coming together. You created this category so you could draw these characters.
No, I put up sci-fi as an option, and it was chosen. And then I said, "I can."
What do you mean it was chosen? Who chooses?
The
People
have
on
an audience.
A panel of judges that you.
No, it's all on Twitter and Facebook.
It's all on Twitter.
Yeah, the crowd does.
They all vote. The crowd votes.
Of course, he's like, offering money to pick what he wants. I've seen it. I've been on Twitter.
No, I'm not saying that I don't.
He's like, I'll be your best friend if you choose this one.
No, I'm not,
Aaron likes to hint what he wants to.
That's why he didn't put Sailor Moon in there. He said, "Don't let it be."
Hey, but I did put Sailor Moon in there one time because David made me, and then almost won.
That's why you got to put it in again.
Oh. I don't know if I can.
You got to put Sailor Moon, Atari Force, and whatever other one that you.
Oh God, another one I hate. So I have to do something that I hate.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. What else do you hate?
We're supposed to be doing stuff that we think is cool. And I don't
When
think
have we ever done that in comics?
Yeah. Exactly.
I got to read this JW chat. He says, "I remember seeing Aaron at a con adding a Hulk to a jam piece, and he asked if he was drawing for fun, and he said, I didn't have time to draw for fun."
I ain't got time to bleed.
Fun is for children.
That's right. Fun is for coloring books. I have no.
I just watched that last night, Predator.
Did you?
Yeah.
Watch the original?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know what I watched last night? Witness to the Prosecution, which is a great movie, followed up by 12 Angry Men, which is another.
I was just about to say, I'm sure it's black and white, whatever.
The original 12 Angry Men. Yeah.
Yes. And then that was followed up by Jimmy Stewart in Anatomy of a Murder, which is a Otto Preminger film, but I didn't have, it was like, it started at like 12 at midnight. I was like, I'm going to bed. But I taped it so I could, or recorded it so I can watch it.
David, are you drawing another one?
Yeah.
Is this the second one, or is this you're like, I'm doing a different thing?
Just a different post.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like doubling up. I was about to say.
Well, no, he saw that he was getting his butt kicked, so he had to change it.
No.
Just saying.
Squibs in the chat is asking me to ask Kelsey, how much do you? I'm sorry. How much to do a cover for me, please?
Oh God, I don't have time for anything else. I've made a pact to myself to not take on anything else because I gotta get to my book.
So that means that it's more
definitely maybe.
It's more expensive now.
Yeah, exactly. So that means $1,200.
Yeah.
No, here's a story. I told this a long time ago, but I'll tell it again for the newer ears. I never told it on this program, but I got called. I was working on Sludge, and I was already knee deep into it, and we were behind. It's like the world of comics, right? You're always behind when you get started. And this ad agency, Gary, you remember we did those drawings of these characters that went on like 7-Eleven cups. They were all like single spot illustrations that these guys had come up with. And they kept trying to get image artists to do the work. And the image was like, no, they were uninterested in this. I remember the ad agency guy talking to me about it. He's going, I don't understand. We're offering them good money. I said, dude, you have no idea how much money those guys are making right now.
Yeah.
You couldn't offer them enough money that would entice them to quit doing what they're doing to work on your 7-Eleven cups.
But I'll do it.
Well,
yeah, that was part of our phone book ad, is that Studiosaurus will do the jobs that Jim Lee blows off.
Smart business. Sloppy seconds. That'll work.
That's right. But anyway, so this guy calls me back from this job, and he's like, I think, I don't remember who all ended up working on it, but he goes, he says, we need this like poster with those same characters, I think, or something. I can't remember, but he's like, we'll pay you $5,000 for it, pencils, inks, and colors, right? And I'm like, which was good money, right? Obviously, for just basically doing a double page spread is what it ended up would have been. And I said, I really can't do it. I said, I'm too busy because I think we were doing that flood relief book. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah,
Gary.
Yeah.
And for Malibu, and then doing Sludge and whatever else I was, involved in, and doing ad pieces for him and stuff. And so I was like, I just don't have time. And he thought I was like trying to negotiate with him, right? So he goes, well, I'll okay. I'll give you $7,500.
I hear you. Okay.
Yeah, that's serious.
You're playing hardball.
Right. I told the guy, I said, no, seriously. I was being totally upfront with him. I go, dude, I am not messing with you. I said, I don't have time. I can't, no matter what you're paying me, I can't do it. I don't have time. And he goes, all right, $10,000. And I said, okay, I'll find a way to do it.
Smart man. And that's how you played it ever since. I just don't have time.
I nobody ever went that high again, though.
Yeah.
Do you guys, like me, that you think back of the jobs that you had to turn down because you're too busy and regret it today?
Yes.
Why did I turn that down?
There's plenty of those.
I never got a good job offer to turn down.
Because you took them all.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, you want to do Captain Carrot? No, but I'll do it. Send me the script. Well, you never know when you're getting your next job, right? So,
just like how fast you said that. No, but I'll do it. You like that? No, of course not.
Well, talking about coloring books, when I worked for Disney, I did a bunch of their coloring books, Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, and a bunch of those. But it was hard because they were expecting me to do it on Lightbox for some reason, not to ink the originals.
Oh, weird.
But the page rate was crazy. And, I was making like $800-900 a day.
Wow.
Because I could pump them out. I could do a bunch of them.
Was this Studiosaurus days? It seems to me I remember you working on those.
It was around that time.
Yeah, I remember you working on the Disney coloring book stuff.
And then, and then they asked me to do one, and I turned it down because I had some comic book gig. And I said, I'm sorry, I just can't do this one. And they never called me again.
Oh.
They didn't say, well, if you don't do this one, no warning, just blacklisted. Boom.
That's been the big issue for Frege as well, because he does the storyboarding and stuff, and he straight up said, he's like, they will not call me back if I turn down a gig. So, I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Well, and that's the thing. That's how dumb we were, if you think about it, is like we wanted to be in comics so bad and working on Marvel and DC stuff so bad that we would turn down better paying jobs just to get exploited by Marvel and DC.
Yeah. I, to this day, I don't remember what I was doing to keep me from, working on it. I wish I could. Just like
that's Rob Haynes' bread and butter, or has been for years and years. Like, he just loves doing the coloring book stuff. I don't know if he's still doing it, but he's like, I make good money and I get to do kind of just fun stuff.
Yeah. So. Drawing for Fun and Profit says, hell hath no fury like a mouse scorned. Indeed.
It's funny how your perspective changes. Like when you're young, like I said, we were just like, oh, that was the dream, right? To work for Marvel or whatever, or DC or whatever. And then now we're kind of like, what kind of an idiot was I? Turned down that kind of money to do, but there was no fun in commercial art, even though sometimes the money was really good. Whereas there was always some level of fun drawing comic books, even if it was under deadline or whatever, just because of the characters you were working on, or or what we convinced ourselves that we really wanted to do. So therefore this was,
Yeah, the fun factor was definitely played into our decision making.
Yeah.
They worked the book of pimpology. They knew how to pimp us. That DC, I'll suck you. Just let me have man.
I mean, frankly, as many, as much as I complain about having to do corrections and whatnot in like mainstream comics, arbitrary nothing corrections, that don't mean anything as far as the storytelling goes, just to satisfy the editor's curiosity. The worst is every other job where, you're making, what is it, like $1,800 for a single piece or whatever it was that you just said. But you have to do so many corrections to satisfy every friggin' executive's whim.
Yeah,
it's satisfied.
Yeah.
You lost money like almost the first day you started it,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
by the time you get paid, the money doesn't work for you. Yeah, it doesn't work for you.
Well, that's the thing. I think now that you brought that up, it's like I said, I was working in commercial art before I got into comics, and it was like just dealing with that crap on every single job. You're just like, give me a comic book script where there's not enough time for them to,
exactly
complain about, oh, you got to change this, you got to fix this, there's,
I don't know if there's time.
You're done with the job for the most part.
And there's always the sweet chance that they'll mess up. And then,
Mm-hmm.
I had a Batman Adventures gig where they had me do a cover, and then it was all done. Everything's fine. And then editor came to me and was like, actually, we needed this character, not that character.
Oh.
And can you redo it? And I'm like, sure, if it comes with another paycheck. And then and she's like, well, let me go check. And then she came back. She's like, okay. And I'm like, sweet. 2 covers for 1.
I read in some interviews, Marvel artists that worked under the Jim Shooter regime, that he would come in and make corrections after the artwork was inked.
Oh, wow.
And so they had to see a lot of original art, like especially covers that were cut and pasted. And that was the reason why, is they had to go in and make major changes to finished artwork.
I always assumed that if I made the mistake, that it was my job to correct it. But if they changed their mind, that's on them, and they owe me to redo it.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was not the case. That was his system. He wouldn't look at the pencils. He'd look at the inks. And David, you're getting some requests in the chat. They're confused. Could you explain your system? They're claiming you're doing a bunch of drawings.
Yeah, I am. I keep messing up.
What technique is that? That's called the I screwed up technique.
And they're all for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a pile on the floor that is gonna.
No, he'll throw that stuff away. You'll never see it again.
Yeah.
I'm always like, give me what do you got in the trash can? Give me that.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I've got a lot of old Brohawk artwork that David would literally put out a hit on me if I showed it.
Yeah, well.
Well, it was Simonson. I told that story about Simonson, and I think it was Al Milgram used to be in the same apartment with Wrightson, and Wrightson one time was cleaning out his flat files or whatever, and he's like, "You guys, I'm throwing away a bunch of crap. You want it? If you want any of it, come on up." Just like they were running over the top of each other to get up there, and just taking, like Simonson. I was reading in the Wrightson, I think it was the Wrightson tribute book that I worked on that came out last year. That they had a lot of stuff they were showing. Like there was this bonus section in the back if you got like the slipcase edition or something. And it was all mostly from Al Milgram's private collection, and his stuff that he was telling the story that Simonson took a few, but then kind of felt like he was he didn't want to be greedy and take so he said, okay, that's enough. And Milgram was like, yeah, I'll take all the rest.
Smart, yeah.
I was never like that. I remember being in Paul Glacey's studio, and he was showing. I was with Steve Matson. Some of you guys know who he is. Yeah. Local Portland guy, art aficionado. And Paul says he was showing us some of his paintings, and he pulled out a painting that he didn't like, and he said, "I really don't like this one. Do you guys want it?" And as my brain is taking that in, Steve was like, "Yeah, I want it." Dang! I mean, it was like no hesitation at all.
Snooze, you lose. Yeah,
exactly. And to this day, I regret my slow on the draw.
That's where you just got to go. Yes. Now, what did I say? Yes.
Right. I didn't have that.
Yes.
No, he should have broke a pool stick and said, "Okay, fight for it."
Yeah.
Let y'all battle for it.
Yeah. Good luck.
Gary, were you with me when we went up to Plug's house in Seattle?
Oh yeah, because we bought some of his artwork, and
oh god, yeah. He had this Ghost Rider cover that never got used. It was just penciled, and I almost bought it, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this and ink it, but then I thought, no, I don't want to destroy his work. Now I would do it, but back then I wasn't anywhere competent enough to do that. But I was thinking about it.
Richard Finn,
yeah,
was in that was a CG car, because we were, the conversation all the way up was about politics. and who was it? There was another guy, I can't remember who it was. He was like a art collector.
Was there another person there?
Yeah, there was four of us.
Richard was there. Yeah, and you were there. That was the three of us. And there was one other person?
Yeah. He was like a fan / art collector, I think.
I don't remember, but I remember Mike gave us a really great lunch. His wife.
Oh, yeah. Amazing lunch. We asked him, do you eat like this every day?
Yeah, I know.
And he did. Apparently he did.
They were like, I'm coming over more often just for food.
It was a feast, yeah.
Well, we went into his studio. Remember, he had that sort of like separate garage.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was it was like a real studio.
Yeah, it had glass windows all the way around. It had a phone that connected up to the house, and he had like all of his Santa Claus book paintings were just strewn all over the place. And I was like, that's what I wanted from him, is one of those pages. And he said, no, I'm not selling those. I'm like, gosh. And I still never have seen any come up. And that's my favorite Plug project. That book really inspired me. Did you ever get any of his trading card art, Gary?
Did I
buy
the originals?
Huh?
The originals?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No, I couldn't.
Because he was traveling around selling those originals. If you remember,
I remember seeing those. Yeah, but that was out of my budget.
I got one from him, and I got it hanging up.
Yeah, I bought like prelims and sketches and things like that. I got a really cool Peter Pan drawing and some nose art from. Help me out in the chat. He did production art for a film, World War II film that had warplanes in it.
A World War
Memphis
II?
Belle.
That's it.
What was it?
No, I don't know if that's it or not.
Oh,
but he did nose he did nose art designs for it, and I picked up some of those.
Really?
Really cool, yeah, really cool.
Well, that's right, because when he was in the service. I can't remember if he was Army or Marines or something. He did like illustrations for their like manuals and things like that. That's right.
Who was this?
Mike Plug.
Oh yeah, you've been working in Hollywood for ages.
Well, he had done because we talked pretty regularly for a while, and he was working on. He had done a Sludge Christmas special, if you remember that, Gary.
Oh, that's right.
And shortly after that, he went back to Hollywood, and he was doing storyboards and production work on Prince of Egypt, which I think was a DreamWorks Story of Moses thing. And then he got back into doing the Hollywood stuff again, and finally came back and did some comic book work at CrossGen with DeMatteis, that fantasy thing. I can't remember what it was called now. But yeah, I mean, he moved back he was up there near Seattle for a while, then he moved back to England, said because he loved the pubs. And, I'm sure because of Pinewood Studios and everything over there that he was doing back in.
Is he a British guy?
Huh?
Is he a British guy?
No.
Okay.
But he just loved pub hopping, he said.
Oh, okay.
And
you actually reminds me of you, Kelsey.
Oh yeah, Plug.
Yeah. His wife was
like this lumberjack kind of thing going on.
Good.
He was his wife was British though.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
that's
okay.
right. Yeah. She's the one that provided the sumptuous.
Yes, the wonderful feast that we got for lunch. But yeah, he was. He just sort of disappeared back into the film world, and I would call him every once in a while, to catch up. And then, in the tragic story, like most of my stories end up with other professionals, is I saw him at a Portland show pre-COVID, and he was in town working on a book for Dark Horse, and he had no idea who I was. And the funny thing is, he was walking around, right? And he was in front of my table looking at my stuff.
He came up to your table and he was looking at your stuff.
And he had no idea who I was.
And you started a conversation and he was just like,
yeah, I go, Mike. Mike, so good to see you. And he
Oh.
looked up at me and he had just like a blank stare at his face. And I had banners behind me with my name on. I said, Aaron Lopresti. And he's like, oh, hey. And you could tell he had no idea who I was.
But he knew Shelley.
No, well, Shelley wasn't there. But see, this is so weird because after I met him at the Portland show the first time and saw his Santa Claus book and stuff, we talked and went out to dinner. I saw him at a Chicago show months later. I was just walking by his table. I figured he'd never recognize me. And he goes, hey, Aaron, come over. And we said, but then I see him, 10 years later or 20 years later, I guess.
Maybe he was hopping too many pubs that day.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's a story of my life.
Henry in the chat says Mike Plug worked on the heavy metal movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably did.
B-17 bomber storyline. Okay, that's probably what that nose art that I was talking about was for.
One of my favorite Plug pieces, one of the first times I ever saw him, was the poster for Wizards.
That's Stout.
Stout. Who am I thinking of? Plug. Okay.
Plug did he did all the the illustrations from the movie. Remember they had those still frame things where they started off the movie to kind of explain what happened to the world.
Okay, so you did work on it. Oh yeah, right, the beginning.
Yeah, those were all good, but the movie poster was Bill Stout.
Stout, okay. No wonder everybody keeps looking at me weird when I say that.
What are you talking about, man?
Dan Genovese claims that if you would have said your name was Lopez, he would have known who you were.
He may.
I mean, honestly, it's a better story than I thought I was going to say. I thought you were going to say it, yeah. Oh, and then he's like, "You Nazi," you know, or whatever. Oh, geez. Well, nice to see you again.
No, this was pre.
I remember you.
This was pre-Trump, so people weren't freaking out.
Okay.
But we talked for a long time at the table, and I was like, he said he had a studio in Portland, and he was, and I said, I gave him my card, and I said, call me when you have a free moment. I said, I'll take you to lunch and we'll catch up. And he was like, okay. Yeah. But he could tell the entire conversation. He had no freaking idea who I was. Never called and got his free lunch.
Wow.
He's like, I'm hungry. Somebody offered me a free lunch.
What that guy?
I don't know who that was.
That's usually the magic words, like when an editor would come around.
You go, oh, now I remember you.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go right now, man. I'm starving. Well, the thing is, if I got his number and called him, maybe he would have gone, even if he didn't.
Just do that to him next time.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Just have a blank stare on your face when he comes to say, hey, Aaron, and you're just like, hey.
Yeah.
Well, Mike Clue, what have you ever done? No, so that's why I quit befriending people. I'm tired of being forgotten. It's like I just texted David today, and he goes, "Who is this?"
Yeah,
and you are.
God. Done with you people.
You people.
What do you mean?
You people.
I'll beat you to it.
I ain't coming on that show. What the hell kind of show are you running?
I meant, of course, the people that forget me. Talking about anything else.
All right, time to the trusty street edge. Hopefully I have time to paint this sucker.
How old is that? Well, you've got 45 minutes roughly.
Okay. Plenty of time.
Give or take.
Plenty of time. Travis
Patrick is asking, speaking of Hollywood, does anyone know William Stout?
Yeah.
Yes.
We were talking about him early in the...
Well, I assume I know him.
Yeah, Aaron is a personal friend.
That's right. I've known him since '93. Now I haven't talked to him in a while, so I'm afraid that if I, call him up, he'd go.
He's my kid's godfather, but I'm sure he remembers me. I'm sure.
He wrote the foreword for my creature book. So. No, he's. We met him. Shelley and I met him back in '92 at Dragon Con. And we've been.
He was like Nazi. No.
Right, I'm always afraid now to contact people because of what they've seen or heard on the internet.
Remember, he had an exhibit. I think it was partnered with the appearance at a con. I can't remember, but he had an exhibit where he was showing his original. Color pieces, watercolor, where he used some technique that made the colors like super vibrant. Then you and I were just standing there with our faces like an inch away from it, like just staring at it.
It's like, back it up, kids.
No, but what he said was not all. I mean, what he told me, what I remember anyway, is that he would take. After the paint was dry, and he said, because he would ink everything first and then watercolor it.
Right.
And then, of course, the watercolor would dull the black. And so then he said he would just go over it with a light glaze of water, not enough to bleed the paint. but it would dissolve the color over the black and make the black really vibrant again.
But it would enrich the color.
Yeah, so I don't know if
it did have that glaze quality to it. It was remarkable.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I was at San Diego and a few years ago, and this is kind of like an not anti, but the opposite of what, Plug's story. I'm walking along. This happened at the same show, and it made me think that maybe people were starting to remember me again. But of course, it was 5 or 6 years ago, so they've probably forgotten. But I'm walking along, and Stout comes up to me. I'm like walking through the lobby in San Diego, right? And he comes up to me and says, "Hey," or he's coming the opposite direction and says, "Hey, I saw that John Carter piece you did. That was really great," or whatever. And we talked for a few minutes, and so that I'm like, "Oh, I didn't have to go up to him," and because usually I go up to Stout's table and go, "Hey, Bill, how's it going? Aaron Lopresti." You go, "Oh yeah, Aaron," you know what I mean? So you don't ever take the chance that in case he doesn't remember you, you kind of like you lead strong with your name so that. And anyway,
when a guy like that, a big name, comes up to you and calls you by name and starts talking to you, do you have the same reaction as I do? You look around to see who's noticing this. He's talking to me. Look,
I look around to see if he's talking to someone that's like right behind me. So he's looking at me, but he's really not looking at me. He's looking at the guy behind me.
Yeah.
I remember I did that where I'd go talk to somebody like Dave Johnson or somebody, just whoever I knew, and like the people standing in his line would always be looking at trying to see my badge. Like,
right.
Who is this? Is this somebody?
Yeah.
Kelsey? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, who's this lighter?
Yeah. Well,
my badge is always flipped around just to make them guess. So
like, say Kelsey Starenko on it.
Yeah.
Well, this same show, I'm walking again through the lobby, and Bruce Timm comes up from behind me and starts talking to me, and I'm like, I literally said to him, "Go, dude, I'm shocked that you remember who I am."
And he goes, "I am too." No,
he was like, "Oh, come on, knock it off," and blah blah blah. But because I had sat next to him at the Seattle show for it was a 3 or 4 day show, and we sat right next to each other and talked like the whole weekend. And then I'd been out to dinner with him, with other people before, so I was really surprised that he remembered me. But I don't know that he still would.
Yes, he would.
Remember that you're a Nazi.
That's right. Yeah, you're a Nazi, aren't you? Like, no, it's not true.
I forgot everything about you except.
I've never been to Brazil.
What's that smell? It smells like Nazi.
I was watching this. Like a clip from a Joe Rogan podcast, and I don't know who the guy was he had on there, but he was basically talking about these towns in South America or cities now that he said there is at least a couple 100,000 Nazi descendants living in these cities.
Oh, crazy!
Because they all fled, and went to Brazil. The whole boys from Brazil.
Yeah, there are towns that are German. In Brazil,
the descendants
because of that, yeah.
So it's true.
Yeah.
So all these guys on the internet that want to go punch Nazis need to go down to South America and start swinging.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if
close the border behind us.
They're descendants of Nazis.
Well, right, but to these people, they would be.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, good point.
He said,
get your Nazi reparations. Punch a Nazi.
Hey, what time does the show get out? At 9. He's a Nazi.
Do you hear what he said? Oh my gosh.
Do you like the movie Das Boot? Nazi.
Well, if these people can call black guys white supremacists, then they can call anybody a Nazi.
Yeah, right.
Julian Caesar's asking Aaron what he's inking with.
This is recommended by our own David Williams, the Zig calligraphy pen getting those heavier lines, and then I'm using a Micron 0.03 to do the detail stuff in his face.
I still have not gotten that pen.
Dude, get it.
Every dime I got's going in fixing my car right now. So I don't.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, that's why you want to sell that art right real quick.
Yeah, I'm selling everything.
He doesn't want to wait for the auction, man. He said now.
He said now.
You could
Papa needs a new pair of every damn thing.
you could have sold that Devil Dinosaur piece, but no, you had to give it away.
Give it. I'm like, what the heck?
Evil one in the chat is concerned that Kelsey's piece is going to curl because he didn't tape it down.
No, you got to be bold. It'll curl a little bit, then you put it in an old book, flatten it out, it'll be fine.
That's right. Well, I mean,
how many have I done on these? None of them have really curled that much. So you got to work fast. If you start adding a whole lot of water, then yeah, it'll curl.
Is that watercolor paper?
Maybe.
He got it at the dollar store. So
it is literally a $25 sketchbook I found at Walmart.
I was going to say whatever was at the top of the stack. That's what you.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, I tried doing the fancy paper last time, and it was like I had like smooth and didn't have enough grit. And I don't know. It's something felt weird about it, and it handles the paint weird. So yeah, I went back to the old standby.
The old cheap stuff.
Yeah. Just don't keep it in the light too much. Just keep it in an old drawer. Pull it out every now and then.
That turn yellow on you.
Here, I'll show you the book. Where is it? Here it is. It's a mixed media, apparently. Yeah. This here.
They
Be
say
inspired.
Yeah.
It's be inspired.
They call
Jumbo
it media when they don't know what to
Look at
categorize.
the size of this thing, man.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've done a lot of stuff on there, like this one. Trying to figure.
Cool.
Oh, Shank.
Playing with
Oh, is that his color? Wait.
Go back. Yeah.
Go back.
Well, no, I didn't have the right color. I was just experimenting with the inks and stuff.
But
with
that's
watercolor.
the general color, though.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
These are awesome.
Those are.
Yeah, thank you. Here's one that this is I was playing around with trying to get like super like dense reds and stuff, and then trying my hand at see if I can zoom in.
Oh, that's
Like
nice.
doing
Nice.
a little watercolor scene where a guy's sitting on an engine.
Yeah. Did you have to do layers on that red on that jacket?
I think that might be like two different layers. Because of red to get it real rich, and then you kind of have to go back over the line art because it does cover the line art.
Yeah. Then you have to color it again. And
you gotta get it.
Pretty much, yeah. But I mean, I actually like in some cases where the color fades out the black a little bit, so it actually adds like a luminous quality to it if you do it right. But or you can add a dark outline around the edge of it, and then you kind of get that Adam Hughes kind of thing going on where the inside lines almost disappear because they're super thin or
color
colorized.
hole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just
Don't ask me any questions. I just do.
yeah. Now I got to figure out how to render like metal. It's no problem.
That's the problem that I have with trial and error is that I'll forget. So like I'm looking at a piece that I was able to pull off what I wanted to, and I can't remember how I did it.
Yeah. I do that quite often. Yeah.
I do that when I'm cooking. Come up with a great dish, and you're like, I don't even remember what I put in this.
Do you just like improvise while you're cooking?
Yep, I do not follow recipes at all.
My wife does that, and it drives me crazy. Where she'll come up with something so awesome, and then I say, "Hey, can you make that thing again?" And she goes,
David, tell me
Hmm.
what you said yesterday when Sandra was telling you about come and get it. Then she said,
Oh, she made these like awesome burritos and stuff.
Yeah.
How did she say it? How did I say she said it? She said, only get two.
But no, she used a phrase like you can claim
you could claim two.
Yeah.
Because there's other
ones
people
where you took all the rest of them.
Claim too. Yeah.
You're always stealing food from your wife, man.
My boys, man. What are you talking about? They're still here.
So what? You have to go in and spit on them.
Yeah, these are mine. I called it. Man, I ain't getting this done. Ain't no way.
Of course. We knew that.
That was a given, right?
But when I do get it done, that's your ass.
I'll be waiting on pins and needles for the next month.
I got 3 characters. I'm gonna get it done.
You know that yo ass was on the line here today.
That's right. Yo ass.
Man, having to do doing metal on a good day sucks.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
So I put the whole team in here. So what I'm going to do.
Sure you did.
And I did. I did. Look at it.
Let me see. Are they little silhouettes in the background?
No. When I finally blow it up, Aaron.
Is that the third or fourth drawing?
It is. That means I'm drawing more than you. So hey.
All right, hang on a second. There you are. Okay.
I'm gonna have the whole team.
Oh.
So and the ship and the hawk, and I got them all in there, just like you.
Okay, just not.
I'm just doing a different angle from you.
Uh-huh.
You know.
But is it color?
It will be.
It will be next year when he gets it wrapped up.
Are you gonna color it, David?
Yep.
You can't let me win this.
Hell to the nah.
Aaron?
All right. Well, I'll hold your win for you.
My color, my piece is so good, black and white, that I don't need to color it. I do have that cave girl with that big old Frazetta butt that I still need to paint. I haven't finished that. Of course, that wasn't on this show, so there's no timetable on that.
Is that your get out of jail free card with the wife when you call it a Frazetta butt?
She doesn't. She's so funny. She just does not care. In fact, I did the drawing, and I was thinking about it, and she came walking in. I go, "This doesn't bother you, does it?" And she goes, "No," and that was the end of that conversation. But she doesn't give a rip about the.
She's like, "Oh, am I worried about the drawing of a girl, or am I an adult?" Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's like as long as I'm not drawing porn, she probably would be cool.
Do that on your free time.
Yeah. All right.
So
Aaron,
you drew your character wrong.
I
drew my character wrong. I need to start over.
Yeah.
This guy. He's already started. Are you finished, David? Is that what it is?
No,
you're done for the night?
No, I'm just looking at it up close. I'm trying to.
It's just like, that's not working, man. You need to fix that.
Yeah, I was just wondering because once he starts harassing us, I'm like, oh, I guess he's done for the night. Yeah, it's over. Time to start in with us.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm not doing any more.
Aaron's got that evil character pointing thing going. Heroes don't point like that. Only point like
that's
that.
Right.
Is that doodle on the end of his finger?
Dude, you ever spend a little time actually working on your drawing instead of worrying about mine?
I like that David starts pulling those mental games where he's like, "You're gonna leave it like that, Aaron? Are you gonna fix that thing? What thing? Well, I mean, if you don't see it, it's not bad.
I'm not gonna,
Aaron, you don't have the eyes.
I can't see it. I don't want to go at all of Kelsey's tangents that he's doing.
The thing is I think you're screwing with me, and you're not. There's tangents all over the damn place.
Hey, it's a sketch, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's a sketch.
Yeah, it is. Pretty much.
David's isn't even that. David's is a concept.
Yeah.
Wow. What's below a sketch? A prelim?
A doodle.
Yeah, it's a concept or something. You know, it's like someday this will be a drawing.
I could end it right here and say you guys just don't get it. This is next level.
with David, it's a promise. It's a promise. What you know.
This is David Williams. David Williams, fine artist.
Yep. I'm ahead of the curve. I don't know where you got all this rendering and bullshit.
You guys are fooling yourselves.
That's right.
Like putting perfume on a pig, but you go right ahead, fellas.
Well, I got my villain pretty much done, but I still got to get my heroes down here.
David, you might know the answer to this. Mr. Joker is asking, didn't Art Adams have a toy deal that was supposed to be an animated show? On his website, he has some concept art.
Yeah, for Big Guy and not Big Guy. What am I thinking of? Monkey Man.
Yeah,
Disney was going to do that.
Really?
Like, that was going to be a Disney film.
couldn't be.
Yeah,
With that
He dodged the bullet.
yeah, no kidding, right?
They would have not made the redhead a redhead, made it a black girl, and made the gorilla politically correct. And
Yeah, but this was a long time ago before they really got into that stuff. I mean, they were experimenting with it, but I mean, but before they really went like crazy, I can't. I'm trying to think of like the time period that was that I can remember.
Dude, they were doing that in the 90s. He was for Dark Horse when they were doing the Legend.
It was like Mulan era of Disney, I think, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly, but yeah, that was a thing, man. I was so excited, but that was before I realized that they announced this crap all the time, and you know, it never happens.
Right.
Most of the time, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I always wanted Art to go into animation because his blue line designs are almost animation ready. They're cool.
Yeah, they're very good. I learned a lot from looking at those.
I often told him that some of his blue line layouts were better than the finals because the finals would get so stiff with all the rendering and stuff like that.
And then he got insulted, and that was that.
No, he was saying, he could see it. This is when I was working at Warner Brothers and stuff. So I was trying to get him in.
He's got a good sense of humor about himself. I mean, even if you read some of his interviews, he's like, I do layouts in like a couple days, and then a year and a half later, I have a comic book. You know.
Well, no, he actually, for a giant that he is in the industry, is pretty humble.
Yeah. I'm echoing something fierce.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing it.
I hear it.
It's because of David not wearing dang headphones. That's what it is.
I got headphones on. What are you talking
you do?
Uh-huh.
All right,
I hear myself echoing.
Then I don't know who to blame. You're my go-to.
He put me in my place early in my career.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I was at a show where he was at, and a friend of mine went over to his table and was looking at some work that I don't remember what it was, but Art was penciling on it. And my friend asked Art, do you have an inker for this yet? And Art said no. And my friend said, oh, Gary Martin could ink it. And Art said, well, that's all right. I'll get some kick-ass inker to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
So my friend legged it over to my table. He couldn't wait to tell me that.
Of course.
That's hilarious. You're not going to believe what he said. Oh, yeah? Something good? Oh, no.
What?
Yeah, does he like my work? Oh, no.
Oh, no. In fact,
On the contrary.
Wait till you hear this.
Yeah, exactly.
He's all excited to tell you.
Well, but in the flip side of that is Gary and I went over to talk to Wrightson, and I bought an original that I no longer have that I'm really pissed that I don't have. But anyway, and I went over there to get it signed by him. And so Gary and I were there, and I had my sludge pages with me. And so we were talking to him, and I showed him a sludge.
Well, Aaron, remember, we had to stand in line.
Yes.
Whoa.
There was a line of fans, getting his autograph and stuff. And we had, had to stand in line.
So I got his autograph, and then I said, yeah, we working on sludge or whatever. And he goes, wow. He goes, did you do the inking? And I went, no, Gary did. And all he did was talk about how great the inking was and never like one comment about, anything.
I don't remember him saying anything other than, you telling him, as he's looking at the pages, you telling him how much of an influence he's been on you and how much you like his work, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's like,
he wasn't saying anything. He was just looking at the pages. And all I remember is that he just looked up and said, nice inking, and then handed the pages back to you.
Well,
that's all I remember because I was laughing hysterically. And so he may have said other stuff. I didn't hear it.
But it didn't matter at that point.
Oh, you get no respect there, and get no respect. I get no respect.
I'll tell you.
Can't find decent profile reference on these characters.
Excellent. That's too bad.
That's the part that you, fellow artists, give each other in this.
Well, it's a good thing it's not a competition. It's all just good.
Hey, we're doing a hawk off here, man. I gotta get whatever edge I can get.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce this guy's name, but he's saying, my friend should have said Wyrag Nitram, and the outcome would have been different.
That's right.
He's like, that is Wyram.
Look at this.
No, Gary got quite a bit of notoriety for inking sludge. And it always pissed me off because I was like, okay, that's fine, but what about me? Just the way it goes. I was still learning my craft.
Well, so was I.
Yeah, you were a little bit considerably farther along than I was. That's for sure.
I think we all are still learning our craft.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm there.
I have noticed some stagnation, dude. I guess you're right.
Well, David's maybe the best artist to never finish anything. So,
yeah,
he finishes a few things.
Well, I mean, on this show.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Joker is asking who draws a better man thing, Art Adams or Aaron?
Arthur Adams' man thing is, pardon the expression, but is it's pretty darn good.
Pardon the expression, it's pretty dang good.
Well, I meant pardon the expression about his man thing.
Oh.
I say what? Say what?
Yeah, David woke up. What are you talking about? They're so very different in terms of, we're so different stylistically. I would never say I'm not even suggesting for a second that I'm going to say that I'm as good or better than Arthur Adams, but it's hard to, we just approach it so differently, but I love his is fantastic.
I don't know that I like, I may like your man thing more. That sounds so weird to say, but
now that you pointed it out to us,
yeah. Well, mine is more, it's more Wrightson-y, old school.
You're all girthy.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's all sort of girthy and long.
If you like that sort of thing.
You might want to get your cannonball clip ready. Death Metal says, hold on a second. It scrolled up. I might be reading the wrong one. I'm sorry. Justicide says, damn, Aaron's so good. I'm not the biggest fan of his composition and layouts. It's pretty generic, but
whoa,
damn, he can sure draw.
Well, I can't blow somebody up for,
I mean, I really don't like his artwork, and I think he sucks. But,
but
man, he can draw. What?
Huh? Okay.
Death Metal, the one I was going to read, says, Da Vinci didn't finish a lot of his stuff, and he's still considered a master. So Brohawk may be onto something.
Uh-oh.
Bam!
No, don't put things in his head, all right?
Saying he doesn't like my layouts on this show or just in general?
Now he's oh no, started something.
All right, there's a little Man Thing action for you.
Oh,
Hold on a second.
Closing my eyes. I'm closing my eyes.
Hold on a second. Paul Taylor says, Kelsey attracted to Aaron? Confirmed.
Wait. Go full screen, Aaron. You can't do that.
Just because I can say I like a guy's man thing doesn't mean I'm attracted to him.
Doesn't mean there's anything going on there.
Wow, that is awesome.
This was for a pitch I did.
Yeah. See, I think I'm leaning towards your man thing. That's still weird to say, but yeah, I like yours.
Yeah,
I like his regular thing.
Yours is a little bit more organic and has a lot more life going on, and art is so tight with his rendering that it kind of loses some of that natural flow of.
Yeah.
That's a great angle of him looking up. I've never seen it.
Well, he's never into that character, but I like that.
This story is he's abducted by aliens and they mess with his brain, and he has conscious thought for like flowers for Algernon, like for a period of time, just enough time to stop them and save the world. And then he returns to being a shambling muck monster.
Aaron, you've got to read the super chat.
Okay. Geek Avenger for $2. Thank you, Geek. Excuse me while I whip this man thing out. What was that from? Excuse me.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
Aaron, you should do a double-page splash of Man Thing, Sludge, Garbage Man, and Swamp Thing all fighting.
I did a commission for a guy that was Sludge versus Swamp Thing, but the layout was really bad. The artwork was excellent.
Now you're buying into what he said. Your layout's really bad. Yeah, it's getting to you.
I was at the San Diego Comic-Con years and years ago, and an art dealer had a piece. It was Man Thing versus Swamp Thing by Nestor Redondo.
I've seen that piece. It's incredible.
It was he had it for sale for $250.
Oh, and why didn't you get it?
Didn't have the cash.
Do you think it's online?
I don't know. I haven't seen it since.
Steve Niles posted it on Twitter not too long ago. And I was like, what is this? And where did you find it?
Yeah, exactly. It's cover quality. It's amazing.
Does he own it, Steve Niles?
No, he said he just found it because he didn't know. He wasn't sure what it was for. And I said, well, I go, has this been published? And, he's kind of like, well, it's got Man Thing and Swamp Thing on it, so probably not. And I went, well, no, I meant like maybe it was like Comics Journal or something that, And
I've never seen it.
Oh, I found it. I think I found it.
Sure.
Yep, I found it.
Can you share it? I'll put it up.
Hold on.
Hurry up, man. Oh, that's right. David's not in a hurry. He's done.
Yeah.
It's not letting me grab it.
Just share your screen.
Hold on.
And technology.
Don't say grab it when we're talking about man thing.
Don't grab the man thing. It's not cool.
Why is my computer acting like this?
Thank you, Evil One, for sharing Aaron's Wrath of God link.
Yes, thank
Wait,
you.
oh, I'm on my wife's computer. I was trying to share it on my computer. Hold on.
You're like, where's all my
You're on a different computer.
Yeah, I'm on a whole other computer. Hold on.
Hold the computer screen up to your camera.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat's already gone and looked at it and found it.
Aaron, I just sent you a link. I sent you a link in Instagram.
Dude, I can just pull it up faster. Just
go to Instagram.
Go to the one he sent you. He spent all that time.
No, I'm not going to now, just to because it took him too long.
How much time we got?
You've got 15 minutes.
Oh my god. This might be one I have to finish. The first one since we started this. I might not be done. Of course, I say that.
Mr. Joker's asking, are there any other characters other than your originals you feel you draw better than the rest? That's a good question.
Who's that? To anybody or
to Aaron?
Yeah, anybody.
Oh.
Are there any of our own characters we feel we draw better? Is that the question?
No, other than your own characters.
Howard the Duck and Man Thing.
You draw Howard the Duck better than anybody else?
Pretty much.
Oh, I'd like to see
Except
that.
maybe Bruner. Bruner was there it is. Man Thing versus Swamp Thing by Redondo.
Yeah, come on. $2? Are you kidding me?
Oh gosh. I would love to have that piece.
Blow that up.
That's got to be a commission, right?
It was I saw it hanging in a art dealer's
well, how long ago was this
table.
though?
This was a while ago.
Nestor did a Swamp Thing, I know for sure, right? But I don't.
Oh yeah, he did great.
Did he ever do a? Yeah, did he? I don't remember him doing.
No, he never did Man Thing that I'm aware of.
Okay.
That is so amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, man, guy's amazing.
That's messed up how good that is.
I know. Can you imagine like, getting him to do a commission for you and this shows up in the mail?
I'd freaking lose my mind.
I know. It's like, geez, man. 1980. That's when he did that.
I would immediately put insurance on it or something because I know I will destroy it somehow, especially if it costs me a lot of money to get.
I'd frame it behind bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
Well, for a while there, in the 80s, Redondo's original art was very reasonable.
Yeah.
I bought a Conan painting.
Yeah, I remember that.
Cover painting for $250.
Oh,
and it was like 24 by 36.
Yeah, it was an oil painting. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I turned that around for a pretty good profit.
He's all flip.
Not right away. I hung on to it for a couple of years, but but his stuff was not appreciated as much as it is today.
I was at CrossGen, so it would have been 2004-ish maybe, and there was on eBay, someone had a page from Swamp Thing that he did on there. It had one of the panels was a big, huge shot of Swamp Thing's face and shoulders. I mean, it was probably a third of the page. Thing went for $150. And I was watching it. I was going to bid on it, but I got distracted and forgot about it. And then I was just furious when I missed it because $150. Now I've seen the guy on
Comic Art Fans.
Yeah, thank you. And I think it ended up like it's a several $1,000 page now.
Yeah, of course. But even now, every once in a while, I'll see an original from his early days, Filipino comics, and they're reasonable.
Yeah,
and the artwork is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's just, but there's no
it's like
characters or anything.
Yeah, it's like soap opera stuff, just people standing around talking, but it's the most beautiful artwork of people standing around talking you'll ever see.
Yeah. Well, I know Steve Morger spent a lot of time trying to collect the stuff from the Bible.
Yeah, he's got a ton of that.
Well, no,
stuff from the Bible.
No, the DC.
Right, the Treasury.
The Treasury edition of the Bible stories that he did. Kubert did the cover. It has like this great Moses cover on it.
Yeah, he sent me a bunch of Xeroxes of pages that he had, and it's most of the book.
Yeah, we spent years trying to find it, just because and it's so Steve Morger. You're like, what are you getting the Bible for? And he goes, well, the artwork's just so good,
What you doing? Reading the Bible? Artwork is great.
What do we got here? Oh, we've got like about 7 minutes.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even got the rainbow in.
David quit a long time ago. I'm done.
He got scared.
Yeah.
Saw how my medal was coming out. It's like, oh no. I don't know if I could top that. It actually looks like silver.
Yeah. Come next week, you're gonna be like,
Henry in the chat is bringing up a nice list. He says a lot of great artists have drawn Man-Thing. Here's the list that he came up with: Gray Morrow, Val Merrick, John Buscema, Gil Kane, Jim Starlin, Michael Golden, Bernie Wrightson, Frank Bruner, Art Adams. That's a who's who.
Yeah.
Now wait a minute. When did Wrightson draw Man-Thing? I think he may be high on that one.
Yeah, he met Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
But Swamp Thing and Man-Thing, they're the same thing.
Pretty much.
So Swamp Thing's more handsome.
Don't misspeak concerning Bernie Wrightson. He will come after you.
See the Wrightson aficionado in the house.
I may not be able to design or lay out a page, but man, I know my Wrightson. So.
That's never going to die down. Never going to. That's stuck with him.
He's going to be like, next show, he's going to be like, hi, I'm Aaron. I cannot design or whatever, but I've been doing this for a long time.
But I can draw like crazy. I just my layout sucked though.
Mr. Joker's bringing up a sore subject. He's asking, is it a thrill to see your art on merchandise? I still have the label from my can of X-Men from Chef Boyardee. No, because we don't get a dime from it.
I used to get excited when Marvel did a T-shirt, and your art was on it. But then I was like, I have to go buy this T-shirt. They're not even going to send me.
Exactly. That's all. Yeah, you could buy it and press your friends, but you don't get it from it.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I drew that. Yeah, sure you did. No, I did. Then how come you have to buy it? Well.
I remember going into the store and seeing all these digest versions of the animated adventure stuff that I'd worked on. And like, I never got paid for any of that. And I'm like, I don't even mind not getting paid. Just give me a copy. Cause their digest was awesome. I was like, I like this. They couldn't even give me a copy.
Yeah. You guys don't really even know the depths of how much money that stuff makes. Cause me working in consumer products for all those years, and granted, I got a fat paycheck from that, but it still didn't come close to what the company actually makes, because this is how it works. And I think more comic book artists, once they actually learn how to come together and figure out how to do consumer products, that's how their product will get out there in a big way. Where, say, they pay me, like if DC was to pay you, Kelsey, to do a drawing, like a single drawing, they'd give you your page rate, right?
Right.
And that's all you get.
And that's all you get. But when you go over to consumer products, you do one drawing, and I'm already on staff, and I got a weekly paycheck, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to break it down for a single drawing, if I was to do it freelance, they say, oh, okay, for this same drawing, we'll give you $1,500 to $1,000 to $1,500 just for the same drawing.
Yeah.
Right. Or maybe more, And so, but the company goes and takes that drawing and then they license it out to all these different companies, and they pay $25,000 for that one drawing every time it goes out to one of these corporations. So you people could start doing the math and understand how much these companies make off of the artists that produce that work.
Yeah.
You better get this in the bank, man.
I know. Shelly, showtime is.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
I'm finally out of bed. I'm such a loser.
Shelly, you're going to want to hear this. A couple guys in the chat, Henry and Evil One, are saying that Wrightson did a Man Think cover, 197.
Oh, you're right. It was Hulk. It was Hulk versus Man Thing. You are correct.
You got checked.
Well, no, wait a minute. I questioned it. I didn't say that it was inaccurate. I just questioned it. But you are correct. And the collector's on that cover too.
You never know what you're going to find in the studio, like random checks just laying on his desk. Like, man, get that thing in the bank, and you pick it up. You're like, whoa! $4.80.
I got a check from Marvel that was 75 cents.
Nice.
I kept it. I'm going to frame it.
The first year we got married, and he worked on a backup story in Spider-Man anniversary issue with the black hologram cover. Well, I geeked out right there. I would have been better if I had known what issue it was. 365. Yes. And we get this royalty check. And we're both thinking, oh, man, we are so rich right now. We took pictures with it. I mean, oh, my gosh. The heavens opened. And, well, I guess we did get to buy our down payment for our first house. But,
it was, I can tell, it was 28 grand.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I thought, oh, yeah, you figured that this is going to last forever.
And that was more than my teaching salary. So I was like, booyah.
That's when she thought that she married well.
Yeah. That's what we say. One of us should have married better.
Then nothing like that ever showed up again.
That's all right. You're the one that got ripped off. Oh, gosh. She also says here, Geek Avengers here, Marcus and Paul.
Well, about the money, for the licensing. I mean, it's kind of like, just for penciling a book, it could cost them up to 10 grand plus, and not to mention inking, coloring, lettering, paying salaries for editors and whatnot. And you're like, man, they're putting in a ton of money on this. But then you realize that just one of those ads is like $7,000 to $10,000, just one of them, to get in that book. I don't know how they still are. Maybe they're not that much, but I remember when the Coca-Cola ad used to bring them in like $7 grand a pop,
Well, I recently did like a Snickers ad in the comic, and I was wondering, because I got a little better than my page rate for it, but I wondered how much did Snickers pay to get this, Because I'm sure it was more than
$7 grand. I don't know.
Well, it went in all their comics. It was like the entire month, had this Snickers ad in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I wonder, it's not just a one-time ad, right? Like they pay one price, they get it in 15. I guess they can negotiate that.
Yeah.
David, are you tearing up your latest piece?
Nope.
He's quitting again. All right. What do we got here? Okay. Well, technically we're slightly over, but I'm almost done inking this, so I'm going to.
Look at all these people who have to finish next week.
Not me.
You're over. You're still drawing. You failed.
Listen to how defensive he is.
Harsh.
I got roughed up in the chat today.
Hey, you set up the rules.
Do you need a
which you've never followed, so be quiet. You.
I'm saying you guys got to follow those rules, not me.
Not you.
That's always
Those are the
how it's
rules.
been, right? It's like David makes up his own rules and expects us to abide
Man, I
by
make up my own rules. David never wins. I win all the time.
No.
Those are the rules, man.
I already set up that I'm the winner.
You gotta follow the rules. You.
Wow.
Not me. Because I'm the winner.
Well, good thing it's not a competition.
Yeah. That's right.
Just sweeping his floor in here. Now that I can kind of move today.
That's more than David did.
Yeah.
You done open the floodgates, pal. I'm gonna lay into you.
Serious.
Right
Oh my god.
Oh. I don't know how you get the studio so dirty so
What are you talking
quickly.
about?
Goodness sakes.
I'm producing material.
That's true.
Where David, for example, is just loafing around.
I'm producing naps. That's about all I got.
Oh, Kelly, I thought you were talking about David's studio.
No.
No, David's studio is not dirty because he never does anything. In it.
You brought this on yourself, pal.
Goodness.
David's claiming his burritos.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
That's right, man. It's like some things are more important than drawing.
Oh.
Claim the burrito.
So is the clock turned off? We're just waiting for Aaron to finish.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's going on, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Kelly's not going to get Kelsey's not going to get done because he's
Yeah,
water.
no, there's no way. No way.
David quit.
No, I didn't.
Several
I'm done.
You
There it is.
take bed.
I'm finished. Look.
Sure.
Oh wow, that was
Wow.
that's great.
Do that last week?
About a month ago.
Oh. Husker, honey, seriously.
All righty.
Yeah, we all failed. None of the chat's not the winner either. Nobody won this round.
Aaron, she said seriously.
Shelly did. She's vertical.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Yeah,
All
just my low back today. Everything else was much better.
I made this face.
I'm almost done. So we have like one more minute and we'll wrap this up.
One more Aaron minute.
That's right.
We're on Aaron time.
Yeah, that's right.
Meanwhile,
I got
David's
an anchor
bringing
boom.
out the big guns.
What are the big guns?
The big ones.
Oh, he's going back to work. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
Screw this noise.
Yeah. Going back to real work.
All right. Yeah, well.
All right.
I'll finish this.
We'll call it good.
I've never had to say that before, so it feels weird. Finish
all
this.
right.
on
I
that
will
side.
I'll take full screen here to display my finished drawing. This is from a comic called
Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids.
That's right.
What?
Space Raiders. There's our
Oh,
villain.
Space Raiders. Okay.
There's Royce Falcon and Del Omega. She's an intergalactic bounty hunter. They team
What's
up.
wrong with that composition? It looks great.
I don't know. My compositions are weak, but man, can I draw?
We gotta get you a shirt made. You know, that's
Man, can I draw?
Can't lay out anything to save my life, but man, can I draw? So anyway, there we go. Definitely, if we were, keeping track, this was a competition. Definitely first place drawing. But
Well, but you're the only one that finished.
look at the creepy guy, man. Look at the wrinkly face. And
That's
that
what my
beard.
face looks like today.
Now look at the brush strokes you can get with that pen on his beard.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He's a gray beard.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Right there with us. Okay.
Are you-
Paul Taylor's saying, nice, Aaron, but let the composition thing go. Can I, Paul? Can I let it go? I don't know if I can.
Oh, he doesn't let go much.
Okay, there's oops, sorry, Gary. There's Gary. He's got nothing to share.
Nope. Move on.
Just a sparkling personality.
That's for sure.
Go
All
to,
right,
go to
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Here we go. There
All
you
right.
go. Wow, that's
It was ambitious. What are you laughing at?
look
My trash can is empty, pal. It's right here. Yours is filled to the brim with unfinished crap. So don't be laughing.
Yeah, you want my unfinished crap.
I do. Don't get it twisted. I'll be digging through that later.
Right at the right time.
So this will be a David composition I fished out of his trash later. Do this. But I'm gonna do the rainbow thing in the background like they do in the show, and I gotta color in.
No more rainbows, please.
It's part of the show. It ain't whatever
boy,
thing.
Here we go. Gonna go rainbow on us? Oh no.
Lighting got a little carried away on that guy, but I'm gonna get the little guy in there.
Fix it in post.
Yeah,
it's like the little guy is dancing on the other guy's elbow.
Dude, there's all kinds of trash going in there. Look at what's going on there. I don't know.
It's a sketch.
Yeah, right. Not all of us can lightbox it and fine tune it and then throw it away and start over. And then...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You could, you just choose not to.
Wow, that makes this work. This is supposed to be fun.
That's right.
That's who.
When I win.
Yeah,
it's really fun when I win.
Look at what David's got here. It looks like a rough pencil sketch. I can't really tell.
Yeah, you can. How do you tell? It's an awesome composition.
It is. It is that indeed.
We need to adjust the shutter on your camera. Is it a real camera or your phone?
No,
there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, because it picks up those lines. If you adjust the shutter on your camera, it'll get rid of those lines.
Hush your mouth.
Oh, okay, I'm just that's being helpful and all.
That is a great layout.
Yeah, his drawing's terrible, but his layout is amazing.
Yeah,
there you go.
Together would make one
the opposite.
artist.
That's right. Evil One says Kelsey first place watercolors, Aaron first place drawing, David first place doodle. Yeah, there you go.
We're all winners.
Yeah.
There you go.
Luffy as God said, did Lopez actually win one? Wow. So even I get disrespect even when I'm getting respect.
The chat are a bunch of Sour Patch Kids. They're sour, then they're sweet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I lightboxed but stuck. Wait a minute here now. Nabotes says I lightboxed but stuck with my first drawing. So that's a shot at David across the bow there, I think.
There you go.
Oh, that's a great piece, though. If you finish it, I want to see a finished piece.
Yeah, that is that is potentially a great piece, David. Potentially.
I know.
I know.
Gosh.
You're not telling me things I don't know.
But it's that's probably your strongest third place finish yet. So if we were keeping track, which we're not,
better than fourth where you're at.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
I think I'm probably there.
Gary's
Death
first.
Metal Hero says all kinds of backhanded compliments to Lopez today. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, what's with Lopez? Who are we talking about?
That's what
inside joke.
Yeah,
okay.
Ethan accidentally referred to me as Aaron Lopez.
Aaron Lopez
2 weeks ago, and it's sort of stuck. So now I'm a man called Lopez. But I'm also the youth of spring, since we're now winter has left us behind. And
where are you? What state are you in? Winter?
Oregon.
And there's no winter there right now. I thought you guys were freezing your butts off.
Well, no, we'll have our 3 days of spring.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay.
Look at this. Paul Taylor says for Canadian $10. Thank you, Paul. He says Aaron needs validation. Here you go, Aaron. Thank you, Paul. If you can't say something nice, send me money. That's good. It all balances out. I feel good again.
Take the burden off of me later.
That's right.
You're good.
You're kind of wearing a t-shirt with that slogan on it.
Yeah.
I like
Oh my goodness. Wow. Here we go. I guess that pretty much wraps it for today on another, what has been a glorious and exciting episode of Graybeard's Studio. I'm not going to go camera because Shelly's sitting here in her pajamas. So she
I haven't brushed my hair in 2 days.
She doesn't.
I am
Hey.
Yeah, she doesn't want to go on camera. So we're going to leave.
been in some pain.
We're going to leave the Space Raiders up there, and who knows? Maybe they'll show up as a value stamp in the next Wraith of God book. So, but anyway, thank you, chat, for joining us and having fun with us. We appreciate it. We couldn't do it if you weren't here to join us, and
We could, but it wouldn't be as much fun.
it wouldn't be as much fun. We want to thank Kelsey, David, and Gary for joining in on the fun today. Next week, I'm sure it'll be just as exciting and just as thrilling.
Well, we'll see who actually.
I want to remind everybody that tomorrow at 1:00 Pacific time, Wraith of God, the second printing campaign, goes live, and it's going to be electric. I will be here. I don't know if anybody else will be joining me, but I will be here for many hours tomorrow streaming. So
I may have to brush my hair tomorrow.
There you go.
Booyah!
Show up and have a shot or something.
Ooh.
But
you say fireball, I say where.
so there you go. There's some product placement right there by David Williams. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, David.
Nice, David.
And but anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again next week. I will see you tomorrow and probably on Friday as well.
So that's nightmarish.
Cheers, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you soon. Thank you.